All right, what's up, y'all? So, as y'all know, the Drink Champs just dropped a bomb where Kanye West they had him on the show, and he was just going ham on pretty much everything and everybody. And plus, if y'all don't know Drink Champs, I mean the name Drink, the guy was having a lot of shots. He did smoke whatever they had to smoke. I'm not gonna make excuses for the man. I'm actually just want to comment on what he said and just throw my piece in there too. So if you don't know, I go by the name of Awesome Nobody, and God bless whoever hating on me. I'm getting into this YouTube thing more. I do have a podcast. It's called the Awesome Nobody Podcast. I do make music. Check out some of my songs. And yeah, let's just go through like this interview. Watch it with me. I'm about halfway through now. Everybody watched the part that was on Revolt, right? I seen that one. Honestly, that Revolt section was kind of boring. I feel like all the captions I'm seeing is from the back half. And so as you see, it's halfway through. So I'm gonna watch the last half and we can watch, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna talk and we can actually do some fact checking. All right. So let's as they say, let's get into it as they say. Where's it at? Where's it at? Here we go.
The orphanage that I'm creating called Donda, named after my mom, because my mom saved my life. My mom was like, I'm keeping Kanye. This orphanage is going to provide, first of all, the way God is, we already got, what do we call them, bed nurses? All right, so this is like when you go
I don't know what
and
he's talking
get your
about.
ultrasound, they tell you if your
I
baby's
think he's
going to
saying
come
wet
out.
nurses.
Okay. In hospitals today, they would tell a black mother that the baby not finna come out today because we are inside. Us as 12 tribes of Judah, as a member of the Hebrew people, we are still inside of our genocide. 50% of all black deaths a year is abortion. And
I heard him say that before.
Black deaths a year is abortion. Wow. And Plan B was created by Margaret Sanger with the KKK for black population control.
I mean, now, all right. So that's the first stop. Now that's a lot. You get what I'm saying? Let me change the angle on this. That's a lot. First of all, wait, where it go? That's a lot to even be commenting on. I mean, he just said that 50% of black people that die are from abortions, and that Planned Parenthood was created by whoever that person was. I mean, this is information that is, quiet is kept, high level stuff. People really don't. I mean, we can Google it. We can see who created that whole Planned Parenthood organization. And I have heard that you know Planned Parenthood is something that's only in the black community. Real talk, I know a lot of people that I went to high school with that was having abortions. I'll put it like this: if there was 100 kids in high school, I will say that I know at least 20 that had abortions. Females and males, like from women that I knew and girls that went to school and girls I didn't know and things I heard about. I mean, it was big at one point. I do understand that they were pushing abortions on us. Like it was kind of like if you're black and you're having a kid at a young age having abortion, tell her to get abortion, and that I mean that's still a conversation. Like even that you see them between men and women and be like, yo, you keeping it? Or go to abortion. Here's $500. Have an abortion. Like they make it very accessible. Let's have a different conversation, right? What if nobody had an abortion, right? The I'm guessing that the black population would become number one, and I guess that is I mean that could be a fact. I mean I know a lot of people that like to have sex, and I know people that people I say guys and females that had multiple abortions. So imagine if pretty much if there was none, right? Let's just theoretical. That's a theoretical statement. I'm not telling women what to do with their body, but I'm saying like, what if there was no abortions? People would have like 4 kids each, 4 or 5 kids. Imagine if each black person had 4 or 5 kids compared to the rate at white people having kids. Now I know white people have a lot of kids, 3, 4, 5. That's because they can afford it, and I understand that. A lot of black people can't, and that's usually the question. But I mean, what if they were? I mean, there could be some validity to what he's saying. So I'm gonna try to do something different, right? So let's see. Who I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna Google it right now. Who created Planned Parenthood. Let's see. I'm gonna Google it right now. Let me see. I'm gonna switch it out for another tab. Let's see. I'm gonna switch it out for another tab real quick. Who created Planned Parenthood? Oh, so he was right. It says right there. I don't know if you can see. Let me go back to minimize. It says right there, Margaret Sanger, Fanna Mendel, Ethel Barn. It said fact sheet. So Google. This is all Googleable, like they say. And the first thing that comes up, it says the history and impact of Planned Parenthood. Opposition claims about. Okay. So this looks like a solid lead on this info. So it says right here. Wait for it to come up. So I mean, but this is a whole. This is what you call a white paper, y'all. And no, it has nothing to do with race. I mean, all paper is white, but it's just a document that's to be taken seriously. It says Margaret Sanger gained worldwide renown for founding the American birth control movement and later the Planned Parenthood founded Federation of America. It says something in the oh, here it is. Here it is. It says we worked we her work helped bring the movement for reproductive rights, okay, the invention of birth control pill, and brought about several reversal of federal and state comstat laws that prohibited publication. Sanger believed in eugenics, an inherently racist and abolitionist ideology that labeled certain people unfit to have children. Eugenics is the theory that society can be improved through planned breeding for desirable traits like intelligence and industriousness. Margaret Sanger, who was so intent on her mission to advocate for birth control that she chose to align herself with ideologies and organizations that were explicitly ableist and white supremacist. Damn. All right. I mean, so this is coming from their white paper. Her beliefs opened the door for people opposed to reproductive freedom, including safe and legal abortion, to make false and unfounded claims that Planned Parenthood today was a racist agenda. So it says to make false and unfounded. So false and unfounded. So they're saying, I mean, this is basically saying she did good with it, but they're saying she did bad. I guess the corporations and people that benefit from these businesses are saying she did right. And I'm guessing also felt the same way she did as far as like the abolitionist ideology and the eugenics. But then the people who are the ones going to get it are saying that this is all racist. Okay. It says Planned Parenthood denounced Margaret Sanger's belief in eugenics. So they said no, that was not true. Planned Parenthood believes that all people of every race, religion, gender identity, ability, immigration status, and geography are full human beings with the right to determine their own future and decide without coercion of or judgment whether or when to have children. We also believe that we can better fulfill our mission as a provider of high quality, compassionate healthcare by understanding her beliefs and confronting the ways she caused. So it says here, so outreach, Sanger's outreach to the Black community. Harlem, 1930. 1930, Sanger opened a family planning clinic in Harlem that sought to enlist support for contraceptive use and to bring the benefits of family planning to women who were denied access. Okay, so I mean, Harlem, okay, Negro Project. Sanger began what was called the Negro Project, 1939, alongside W.E. Du Bois, Mary Bethune, and Reverend Adam Clayton Powell to bring access to birth control to Black communities. Now, I believe this was, you got to use your resources because I'm sure that just when they started this, people were having abortions before this, right? And I'm guessing it wasn't such a pretty procedure. I've heard stories about, I mean, hangers, to basically go about the process, and I don't think it was safe, sterile, or sanitary. So I mean, I can see there needing be a need for that option to just help people because I mean, you don't want the mother to pass away through the childbirthing process. So I can see or the abortion process, I can see the need to sort of control that uh, in both ways. But there is a lot of talk about how she felt personally. So I mean, we just fact if we just call that fact check number one, it looks like he there was some validity to what he was saying. Not saying I agree with it, not saying it's right, but I'm just fact checking. Like, yo, what was he talking about? And what was that about? And apparently, it was about something. All right, let's go back to the other screen. But that's crazy. I mean, let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all have heard about that, and if that's something that y'all agree on or see. Is he talking crazy? He might be talking crazy. Let me know what y'all think. Let's keep going.
You're getting deep right now, yeah.
This is what I cried about during the election. Those tears is gonna be gospel someday. And what am I doing? I know the guy from Texas got a lot of backlash for changing the laws. I'm not in a position. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is providing a plan A, an opportunity
Plan A.
where you can bring your children. If you feel like you can't take care of them, you ain't got a place to take them, you don't have a support system, we got a place that's gonna have. I'm like, you thought that I wasn't gonna try to get killed in this interview? Dr. Sebi's diet,
Right.
based off Dr. Sebi's diet, saving not only.
Yo, that's a big name. He just name dropped. I mean, they was Drink Champs. Once again, good episode. They was doing this thing where they was counting all the name drops, and I saw. And when he dropped that, they didn't do the number, but he was up to like 30. He had dropped like 30 names from Steven Spielberg to Hillary, and now Dr. Sebi. For those who don't know, what I'm saying, Dr. Sebi basically believed that our American diet was designed around creating mucus in our body, and that mucus led to pretty much 90% of all the diseases that we get. And he was saying that by changing your diet, you could basically become healthier, prolong your life, and cleanse your body. And I mean, there was a lot of people that were saying that that was true. He had some claims that he had, the alkaline diet had cured certain diseases that were considered in Western medicine uncurable. And Dr. Sebi, but then the question I believe came from saying how could he have passed away if all these things was possible? Some people were saying that he was actually assassinated through various methods that made to cover it up. So I don't know. But Dr. Sebi's diet. Let me see. What was Dr. Sebi's diet? Dr. Sebi's diet. It looked like Dr. Sebi's diet was, like you said, alkaline. What foods should I avoid on alkaline diet? What can you eat on an alkaline diet? It says fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, and nuts and seeds. Cutting back on meat, processed food, and alcohol. And not for nothing. I mean, I've been on a weight loss journey myself. I did take the doctor route where I joined OptiFast. If y'all familiar with it, me and my wife, and we lost a lot of weight. And it is a liquid diet, but it's heavy protein. And then you can have some other meats and vegetables, but it's eating clean. And even now, with it being almost 2 or 3 years since then, I pretty much I'm on looking at it now, Dr. Sebi diet, because I eat a ton of vegetables. I don't really eat beef. I haven't eaten beef in a while. I'm eating chicken a lot though. It says meat though, but I'm eating chicken. I haven't had any processed food, and I stopped alcohol consumption like I was like before. Like I'm not like you're 21. Like I was drinking Hennessy every night or every weekend, drinking beer. You know what I'm saying? If it's 6, 7 days a week, I'm drinking out of probably 5 days out of the week. I'm drinking, and so I chill with that. And so if you look at what's the top 10 alkaline foods, it says greens, Swiss chard, dandelion greens, spinach and kale, almonds, avocado, cucumber, beets, figs, and apricots. Wow. So that's pretty solid if you're looking at. And so it says are eggs on the alkaline. It says whole eggs are relatively pH, and that's what the alkaline is the pH balance. Egg white is one of the few products that is naturally alkaline. So that's why people say you'll get you those egg whites instead of the heavy cholesterol yolk center. The initial pH value that can be as low as 7.6 at a time of lay. but with increasingly alkalinity as the eggs ages can reach a pH of 9.2. Okay, so I mean, so Dr. Sebi, uh, the Dr. Sebi diet was. Let me see. Let me search something else. Why is Dr. Sebi? Let me see what Google has to say. Why is Dr. Sebi kept secret? Let's see what comes up with that. Oh, because he wasn't a doctor. So that's what that. So okay. So I think that's. I'm not. Well, maybe. So the doctor thing is a big controversy because there's what you call honorary doctorates, right? And then there's other countries that have medical schools and whatever else for people to become doctors. Which if you go to college and you know about accreditation, whatever school you go to has to be accredited. Now, if you are from another country and you stay there, then so for instance, India, a lot of Indian doctors, and then also you see a lot of, I've heard Cuban, people go to get the BBLs and things like that in like Dominican Republic or Cuba, and even medical school. If you stay there, you're fine. But if you come back to the States, you have to sort of go through that process again. America has compensated for that by letting those people go to those medical schools in those other countries. And then when they come back, what they do is they'll automatically have them skip the MCAT. And the MCAT is the medical exam that you have to take to get into medical school. And then they just come in, they take the classes, they pass. And that's why they see so many Indian people as doctors. Fast forward to Dr. Sebi, I believe that he might have went to medical school in another country and never came to America, but then his practices and teachings started growing from whatever country he was from, and he never went to medical school in America, I'm guessing. Uh, so it says a self-proclaimed healer who tried to get Michael Jackson off painkillers. So I guess that's where he became big from from that. So he's been in the news a lot. All right, so let's push on. Let's see what else he got to say. So he said a place where you could bring your family and also a Dr. Sebi diet. I mean, I do believe that we need to eat different foods. I definitely tell you that. I definitely believe that the way our bodies took fast food when we were younger and even early 20s is different than when you're 30 and 40. I noticed that personally. I've noticed that in other people, and it's also what accredited American doctors have said. I mean, a lot of this information now is coming to the forefront with shows like Dope Sick or whatever. I mean, if you keep it a buck, heart disease is the number one killer in America. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the United States. 1 in 4, right? That's it. Everything else is basuda, like to the side. Heart disease is the number one. Black on black violence, colon cancer, throat cancer, all that, cigarettes, all that stuff is a lot, but heart disease is the leading cause of death. So if you look at the CDC information, if you look at that, I mean, heart disease, what causes heart disease? It says a buildup of fatty plaques in your arteries, the most common cause of coronary artery disease. Unhealthy lifestyle habits such as poor diet, lack of exercise, being overweight, and smoking can lead to this. So, right there, unhealthy lifestyle habits such as poor diet, lack of exercise, and being overweight and smoking. I mean, it's everything they advertise. Is everything they advertise, right? Come eat at our restaurant. Come go to McDonald's. They do. I will say they do want you to join a gym, but I mean, if you got a million people paying $100 a month, that's nothing to sneeze at. So even the gym lifestyle has become a industry in its own, not necessarily for your benefit, but for their benefit. It says being overweight. I mean, fast food was something that was new, right? I remember going to McDonald's was a delicacy. You didn't go to McDonald's every day. You went on the weekend. It's something it was really only for kids. That was with the Happy Meal. McDonald's was a place that parents took kids when they were good. So meaning like coming back from a baseball game, you know what I'm saying? Coming back from I don't know, wherever else parents go out, come back from the mall. Let's stop at McDonald's real quick. It was a real quick thing because you were out at these times where you normally ate dinner. I mean, it was such a big thing to eat dinner as a family. I mean, if you watch any of those TV shows from that time, people eat dinner together. And so it was mom cooked the food, type of thing. Not, oh, just order in or Uber Eats or all this stuff, all these pseudo luxuries as we got now. You know what I'm saying? Like it was really a thing of family and unity and household. So so that was that. I mean, so he's not lying about why needing to be better. He's not lying. You know what I'm saying? But it's just so far out there, people can't even believe it. I mean, it's a lot. So let's continue on.
Black children, but all God's children, given an opportunity of a utopia. Because the reason why we didn't get our 40 acres and a mule is we have 40 acres, we have more people. We have more people and we have leadership with the leaders not strategically taken out of the community in the 80s and the drugs and guns put into it. And then the algorithm, you know what I'm saying?
All right, before he get into the algorithm, that's big. He said the leaders taken out of the community in the 80s. I'm guessing he's talking about, the I don't want to say self-proclaimed black leaders, but I want to say the people that, what I'm saying, newspapers said were our black leaders were like Martin Luther King, rest in peace. He was assassinated. Just Ralph David Abernathy, Jesse Jackson, and Al Sharpton, and really that's only four. If you had to, if you had to say who our black leaders were, who are they? Even now, who are they? Okay, we got Barack Obama. That's five. I feel like the slot is big, and through popularity, they push these people in, meaning artists, musician, rappers, hip hop people. They put them in there to be our leaders, and they use them as role models. And remember, in the 80s or even early 90s, I think Charles Barkley had this campaign like, "Yo, listen, I'm not a role model. I got the sneakers upstairs, the bottom. It took me forever to figure out what was on the bottom of these Charles Barkley sneakers, right? Because it was big graffiti and it says, I'm not a role model, right? Because, he's like the news and the media is making him a role model. And that's wild because he's out here not doing things that people should follow. And so what he's saying that, right there was that the leaders are gone. People are just lost, left to their own devices. And that's a fact. I mean, on the Breakfast Club, there was a good interview, with one of I can't remember his name at the time, but he was basically saying that it all started when industry was moved from the inner city, right? How did we all get to this city? How did your family that you have in New York get to New York? You know what I'm saying? Don't just say by bus. Don't just say, oh, they always lived there. Like somebody made a conscious decision, like, yo, I need to go to New York, and got an apartment. And then they had a first kid. Then that kid grew up, and then they had their kid, and then that kid had more kids. So it's talking about 2 or 3 generations in New York. There used to be factories in these cities, New York, Chicago, I mean, maybe Atlanta, Newark, you know what I'm saying? I want to say that. So I mean, he's right about that. They took those industry jobs and moved them into the country. And so that's where a lot of like Detroit, I don't think Detroit was a city until they relocated from somewhere or started there, but only hired a certain type of people. And I believe that they shut down and then rehired, or some stayed open and only a few stayed on. And so these people were left in the city with no resources and having to find other ways. And then so they kind of, what they're saying is they backfilled with the drug war, meaning like Iran Contra, like I said, Google it. And then they also saying that they basically, you know, use that money to fuel other things from the government. A big conspiracy theory, basically. And that's basically what he's saying. I mean, this is so far out there. The average person is like, what is he talking about? But I mean, if you're a knowledge seeker, right? If you value information. I mean, this is high level stuff. You just gotta fact check it. Just don't be like, yo, Ye on here bugging. What's he really talking about? What's he really going over? I mean, a large generation grew up without their fathers. That's not a lie. You know, how important is a father? Pretty important. It used to be pretty important, and then now not so much. You have a kid with somebody, so the girl you have a kid with is like, so that don't mean nothing. We don't need you. As always, we don't need you stuff. And so a kid left without guidance from a father, grandfather, uncle, male cousin, brother, whatever, they out there, nature versus, that's the whole nature versus nurture conversation. If you understand what that means, that no matter how much a mother tries to baby or cuddle a male kid, the streets are always going to get them because there's an aspect that she can't provide in the masculinity. And that's a fact. I mean, so that's what he's getting at, the nature versus nurture. Your kids are being stolen by the streets, go to jail to work for 50 cents an hour or 10 cents an hour. So that's a big deal. So I mean, all right, let's get back to it though.
Saying the 808 exists in the lowest chakra of your body. The majority of content that's related to the 808 is killer or sexual content. The original 808s was even off pitch.
So you're talking about 808
it's
drums,
an actual
boom,
sound in the
boom,
track
boom, boom,
that you don't realize is there, that is fucking up your entire frequency.
Right.
And now today, every time I hear a car come out, it's 808. But if you think about African music and hip hop and what we was breakdance to, it was light.
The percussion.
It was upbeat. It was the drums. Now it's like, and all of this is a bigger, and it's like, man, at this point, it's like they should have killed me when I said George Bush don't care about black people. I ain't got nothing to say.
That was this second time that Ye talked about them killing him. And I kind of feel like Nori should have said something like, Ye, when you say they or them, who you talking about specifically, and kind of dig into it. There's this thing I learned called the 5 whys, right? So if Ye's saying they should have killed him, Nori should have said, who is they, right? And Kanye probably would have said the government. And he would have said, who is the government? And he probably would have said, like, the FBI, CIA. And he would have been like, who is that? Right? So we have the 3 whys now. And whoever the head of FBI, CIA is, and he said, who is that? And he would have been like, Mason, Illuminati. You know what I'm saying? Like, how deep can you go? Ask more questions, be more inquisitive on these facts, but you let it slide because that's a lot to say, and that's a wild accusation, and people are assuming that Ye is wild crazy, right? So doing 5 whys on a question of who's trying to kill him might make him seem more crazy, but at the same time, might not have been. Might not have been. So hold on, I kind of missed what he just said right there. I'm gonna go back for a quick connect.
50% of all black deaths a year is abortion.
All right, we heard that.
And B was creating control.
Wow, you're getting deep right now.
Those tears is gonna got a lot of. Is providing a plan A, opportunity where you can.
As clear as you can say.
Oh, you thought I wasn't gonna try to get killed? Yeah, I do not want over a house, and I don't.
It's cool. You pick one, and both. You take a shot.
Oh, they same, and they both here right now. Both of them are like.
Y'all see, X is on your shirt. So you taking a shot?
I said same. I said they the same, and they both here right now.
That equals a shot.
Both are neither is a shot.
You pick both.
We doing a shot?
Yeah, was drinking a lot too, man.
Salute, my brother. Salute, my brother. All right.
Well, I got to have the luxury, the celebrity version.
Okay.
If it's gonna be a shot, it's gonna be a shot.
Okay.
Hey, you want the shot?
We want a real shot. Yeah.
You want the shot?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I don't,
Okay. So this one, I don't know where you're gonna go with this one. Common or Talib?
Damn, my bad, y'all.
Definitely. Common. Are you, man?
That's Shot Town.
Oh no, it ain't Shot Town.
Okay.
It ain't Shot Town. Common. Are you
This one. Common or Talib?
Oh, definitely. Common. Are you, man?
That's Shot Town.
Oh no, it ain't Shot Town.
Okay.
It ain't Shot Town. Common is 1,000 times better rapping than Kweli. What you talking about?
No, I gotta disagree with you. I'm taking a shot. Just gotta disagree.
No, you can take a shot, but no, you asked me.
Man, I mean, I don't really feel like that was cap, but my bad, y'all. I kind of messed it up by going back so far, but and I see he on a different topic, and I see we was going somewhere with this, but like, yo, check this out. I don't think he was necessarily wrong with what he was saying about Kweli versus Common. This is a big, question. Talib is yeah, it's rapid. Like he said, okay, he picked up on the frequencies. He last thing he was saying was the 808s, right? And he said the 808s vibrates your soul, your body, and that gives off the energy. He's getting into is like atoms, right? If you talk about science, you talk about atoms, right? Protons and electrons, right? The way they stick together is a frequency and vibration, and then those things are because they're moving, right? And those atoms pick up electrons from other atoms, and then they make different things, right? And then all in the deep science. And so what he's saying is that these 808s vibrate on a level that affects that energy, and it either gives you. So you ever hear a song, you be like, you get charged, right? Because it's charging those those atoms. Same thing with music that makes you want to fight, charging that music that makes you sad. You know what I'm saying? You can really control a lot with music. I mean, think of the Pied Piper, right? And I'm not talking about Kells. I'm talking about the the fable or parable, however you want to put it, where he played the music and the rats followed. Because you, to a certain extent, think about it. And it's real. When you hear music, people follow that. Like, oh, somebody playing music, let me go see what's going on. Like there it is. There's things that attract you, and there's things that don't attract you. Rap music attract attract black people and repels white people most of the time, right? Older white people. The drums on for a certain Cuban drums, the bongos attract the Cubans. It's all in our nature. It's all our learned behaviors. It's all in our energy and our bodies and how they vibrate and on the frequency. So he's not necessarily lying about that. You get what I'm saying? I think this is just some of y'all don't are not really into the whole holistic and intrinsic part of our existence. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just in the normal 9 to 5, yo, work, money, fuck. You know what I'm saying? This beat is hot, but not really getting into the nitty gritty, like the sounds, the tones, the overtones, the energy. And that's one thing I had to learn. It was more about my energy and how my energy projects shit. Y'all might not even like the energy I'm giving out in this video. Y'all might be like, yo, this energy's too low. Yeah, I'm kind of chill, but at the same time, I know a lot. But then there's times that I feel like people are too energetic. Like somebody's doing a whole video and it's not a conversational tone. They too hype, or it's, you know what I'm saying? But that's because I'm trying to do long format, not necessarily a quick clip, but I'm gonna get into the quick clips. All right, so let's keep going.
My opinion.
Okay, your opinion. That's true.
Oh, he said Kweli. Yeah, I didn't touch on that. He said Kweli and Common. Kweli, first of all, his tone is different than Common's, and Common's tone is more pleasant to the ears to listening for longer. I mean, pretty much Common's tone is kind of like Morgan Freeman's. It's not the same, but I'm saying it's closer to Commons than it is to Kweli's. And so even though Kweli, he's a rapper, his tone is more high pitched and it's not necessarily pleasant to listen to. So I mean, but then also I've heard some Kweli bars that was on point. Kweli really doesn't have a lot of albums though, right? How many? Let me see. I'm talking about, let me see, classic Talib Kweli albums. Let's see how many albums does he have, right? I'm not talking about the Black Star. We all know that. Black Star came out in 1998. Then Quality came out in 2002. Then The Beautiful Struggle. Let me switch this out real quick so we can break into this joint real quick. So we can break it into. Let's break it down. Break it down. All right. Here we go. So look, most definite Quality. The Black Star came out in 98. Quality came out in 2002. Beautiful Struggle came out in 2004. Eardrum, which was fantastic. Beautiful Struggle, Eardrum was fire. So he had 2007, and then Mad Lib and all this stuff, Gravitas. So in Prisoner of Consciousness. So some of these I never heard. I honestly, after Eardrum in 2007, I honestly stopped listening to Quali. Not because it was bad. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't bad. It was just it wasn't being marketed the same way. Black Star, he had huge momentum off Black Star. He had a lot, still a large momentum on that quality, momentum on Beautiful Struggle. But honestly, after the Beautiful Struggle, it started to go down a lot, right? And Eardrum was pretty much his last attempt, and then he kind of failed. Like not even throwing jokes because I bought two of these joints. Now let's look at Common, right? Let's look at Common Sense discography. Let me see Common Sense albums. Google ain't even gonna give me what I'm looking for. All right. I mean, all right. So I said 2000 something was his. Look at Common's. Oh, it says most popular, right? Let's put oldest, right? Let's put oldest. Okay. So look, Common going back to 1992, 94, 97, 2000, 2002, 2005, 2007. He had a hell of a lot of albums. Mind Control, Go. So he really was putting in work and super popular. Once he got around this, I mean, I would say B would be his first push, right? B was a more popular. Electric Circus, the streets did not feel that, but most of his career was built back here, right? Like, can I borrow $1? Resurrection. He kind of fell off here, but you just see, I'm saying way more, albums. And then even he had a long time where there was nothing, and then he popped back up, kind of, I'm saying mid 2000 with some big records. Studio albums 14, singles 49. I believe he does have a Grammy. I believe he has a couple Grammys. All right, so I mean that's it. I mean, but it's all up to them. I mean, Common from Chicago, home team, Quali is not. You get what I'm saying? So I can't fault him for staying with the home team, or even for whatever reason he had saying that Common was better than Quali. Do I think that? So I'll put it like this: if I had to honestly answer this, who do I think Kanye did better work with? I think honestly, production wise, Kanye did a lot better with Common. But verse wise, that 2 word joint was probably one of the best songs that Kanye got. 2 words, and that's Talib and Kweli on that joint, and Freeway. And that's dude, the aspect of Dave Chappelle, that song will 2 words, Shot Town, made me that album song will live a lot longer than I think some of the Common stuff. And then even Talib and Common with the Breathe, or what's it called, Respiration track, that was heavy, man. All right, but that's him. So let's get into it.
Yeah, that's true. My opinion is like everybody know that Common is 1,000. Only thing I don't like about Common is he like worked for the Democrats to be saying all kind of like whatever they tell him to do. This is a light skinned nigga to be doing.
Yo, chill.
It's different.
This one I think is gonna be a little hard.
Jesus.
No, but also Quali be getting up and like come back home. Home where, nigga? You know what I'm saying? When I got a difference of opinion of Trump hat, it's like.
And so yeah, definitely Kanye is drunk and he's speaking his feelings, right? He's actually getting revenge on people that spoke against him, right? So he knows verbally that Big Sean and John Legend spoken against him. So bam, retaliation. I'm guessing Talib said something against him. Bam, retaliation. You know what I'm saying? And then I guess Common said something. He still gave his opinion on the question, and then now he's bam jabbing back. I mean, it's just what you call unfiltered. It's an unfiltered. So, but these are his opinion. You can feel how you want.
Like, nigga, Quali, you single-handedly kept baseball caps in business. You the last nigga with this type of hat on trying to tell me
Not the last nigga with this type of hat on.
Where to come home to, you know what I'm saying? And just turn up. And then when he was on here, he didn't tell you the story about when me and 88 Keys picked him up from his house, drove to Marina Del Rey, and had breakfast together and vibed out. He didn't tell you
that's a
I
name.
feel that the Black Star album is the hardest album since Dark Fantasy. This is the best album since Dark Fantasy. He up here talking about, you know, it's an agenda, it's all control, man. It's like, you know, crabs in a barrel. Jay-Z got this, my favorite line. He said, but why would crabs shouldn't be in a barrel? So how you going to tell me how crabs are acting if they're in a barrel? Of course they put it in a barrel.
Yeah, that's
what you talking
this
about.
Is outside the box.
But yeah, man, it's like, that's my issue, man. That man, and all these like backhand, oh yeah, you know, Ye, you know, he's a billionaire, but fuck him being a billionaire. They need to be more billionaires. And he in thin air, but he not like Dave Chappelle. He not like down with the people. He not that. Man, you can't tell me what I'm going through in my life and whether I'm with the people and adjustment of how I should be like you. If I be like you, Quali, I'll be where you at. Now, if you take the average 99% of people say, do you want to be Quali or do you want to be Ye? More people gonna want to be Ye, Quali.
Yo, son.
So like you told that man, don't give me no advice. Go open up a book, read yourself to death, man. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. People be so, you know, oh, I'm well read. I can't read that well, bro. I can't count that well. That's not my skill set. But tribally, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's a real word. I'm sure it's not quality approved.
Drinkchamps is a real word.
So tribally, you know, if we was back, you know, in African times, you got to understand Shakespeare created 30% of our language. We speak in a language that's not our own. We speak the drums. That's why it's so hard. That's why it's so hard for it to be a black billionaire, and it's so hard to get a Post Malone. You know what I mean? Like a white black dude or something. You know, it's very few and far between that somebody can figure it out, because the game and society in America has been made for us to not figure it out. So all these books.
That's a bar.
When we go to college and we discriminate against each other, we got this degree that ain't gonna add up to shit to us getting a job for another white person. And I gotta say that, you know why? Because I was separated from my dad, and I just now understand what happened.
All right, that's a whole nother conversation, but he went in on so many things. Let me see if I can go back just a little bit. God damn. See, Kanye, look at his actions. And you know, another thing that people don't be talking about, body language says a lot too. So I'm just watching his body language. Look at his posture, right? You can't see his eyes, right? And notice that nobody else got on shades too, right? And so he has his eyebrows, so it's not just to cover his eyebrows, but the eyes, they say the eyes don't lie, right? And I don't know, his pupils could be dilated, right? It could have been whatever the look could be, but there's a reason. It could just go with the outfit, right? But there could be a reason why he got shades on, nobody else does. And then look at his posture, his body language, right? Um, it's one of strength, or is it not one of strength? It's definitely one of strength. You can tell a lot by what he's feeling inside, by his body language and his posture, how he's standing, and his hand movements and what he's saying. You get what I'm saying? So I want to go back. So he said Quale. So I think it's this part.
I'm going through in my life, and whether I'm with the people and adjustment of how I should be like you. If I be like you, Quali, I'll be where you at. Now, if you take the average 99% of people say, do you want to be Quali or do you want to be Ye? More people gonna want to be Ye, Quali.
What you talking about?
So like you told that man, don't give me no advice. Go open up a book, read yourself to death, man. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. People be so, you know, oh, I'm well read. I can't read that well, bro. I can't count that well. That's not my skill set. But tribally, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's a real word. I'm sure it's not quality approved.
Drinkchamps is a real word.
So
tribally, you know, if we was back, you know, in African times, you got to understand Shakespeare created 30% of our language.
All right, right there. That's where I want to stop at. All right, so look, English as a second language. Everybody's heard that ESL classes, right? They had that big. It was only in high school, ESL or even elementary. I remember ESL going back to elementary, right? ESL was Mexican kids or Latin kids. And there was a few kids that was from Haiti that had to go to ESL, right? English as a second language. Yeah, English as a second language. But honestly, like what he's saying that is that English is from Europe. We all supposed to be from Africa, right? We all black. So technically, English is our second language, but we only speak one language, right? What? And so you'll see in school that they teach you English, and then even in some places they encourage people to learn Spanish. They encourage me to learn Spanish. I'm black. Why wouldn't they encourage me to learn African? And why wouldn't they say, "Yo, you can go do business in Africa. You don't have to learn Spanish." And this is what they told me. They told me that you learn Spanish because a lot of the companies that you're going to work for do business in other countries, right? It's mostly Spanish, or have Spanish employees, and so that you knowing to speak Spanish already helps, so that when you work for somebody, you get a job. They don't say they never say when you start your own business. They just say when you get a job, you already understand the language and you can communicate with them. And sure enough, I got my first job, and it was full of Haitians at there. No, no. Now, look, no disrespect. I'm not saying that in a derogatory way. It was the workforce was Haitians, and then another job I had was all Mexicans, and they all spoke Mexican. They didn't even speak English, and so I sort of picked up Spanish on the fly. I didn't pick up any Haitian besides Sapase, but it's like the reason why they were trying to push you on Mexican to learn Spanish is because all the jobs from America, these factories that I was talking about before, they moved to Mexico because the labor was cheap. But that's because it, like he said, so it goes into the thing he was talking about with the design, and when he was talking about, this is somebody else's agenda. You know what I'm saying? The agenda was they had the majority of black people in the cities as the workforce. And they moved those factories to the country, and then they moved them to Mexico. And then that's why now they were trying to bring it back, but then they moved it even further to China. They moved it to China. And so, but you don't see them in school trying to get everybody to speak China. They still telling people to speak Spanish. Right. But they don't like, "Hey, everybody should learn Chinese because 99% of our business come from China. Why won't we learn China? Why won't they say, okay, look, when you go get a job, you can help your employer by working with China? The companies I worked for in the past, the lucky people went to China to do some sort of project. They didn't go to Mexico, right? I mean, it is. I do believe that it is a crazy agenda that they got going on that we know nothing about, but that's how it's made. And I'm not saying it's right, but what can we do? And I hear Ye trying to put light on these things. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, yo, English is not even our language. So what I want to say, he said Shakespeare created 30% of the language. So did Shakespeare invent words? Said did Shakespeare invent words? Wow. It says Shakespeare invented over 1,700 words of our common words by changing nouns to verbs. What? Changing verbs into adjectives, connecting words never before used together, adding prefixes and suffixes. All right, let's see if I can switch out. I want to see if I can switch out so we can further deep dive, you know what I'm saying, into this thing. All right, let's see. I want to share. All right. So look, I'll make it quick. I'm gonna go into here. So it says 1,700 words. Here we go. So here's a picture. It may come out big, it may not. So it says right here, Shakespeare Dictionary. Pinterest. Yeah, but it ain't gonna go. It ain't gonna go. But it says here, again, most important. So let me go back because it ain't gonna go the way it's supposed to go. All right, but it says Shakespeare created 1,700 words. So it's like Shakespeare coined a crap ton of words. So it says here, deafening Eyeball, generous, hint, invulnerable, lonely, majestic, lower, jaded, label, hurry, gossip, flawed, impede, lustrous, mimic. So these are all words. It says here's a did you know? William Shakespeare invented or contributed to over a thousand words and idioms in the English language. Break the ice, kill with kindness, eat out of house and home, wear your heart on your sleeve. Okay. I mean, it says here words. It says Shakespeare insult list. Combine one word from each. Words Shakespeare invented. So I mean, it looks like it's a lot of them. Accommodation, amazement, apostrophe, bedroom, bloody, bump, changeful, countless, courtship. All right, so we get the idea. So I mean, I guess there's some truth to that. He said 30%. They're saying over 1,700. You know what I'm saying? Words that he created. I mean, Google is confirming that. So I mean, there is some validation to that. I mean, that's the first I've heard of it. I know that Shakespeare is a big influence. I mean, I'm guessing he was a author, and I can now put it together the time that he was writing his plays. I don't think too many people were having conversations. They were fighting. I mean, at the time, he was the only one writing plays. Let me see. When did he write Romeo and Juliet, which everybody knows? So Shakespeare wrote Romeo and Juliet 1595. So if they say African Americans came to America in 1555, we had just gotten to this country when Shakespeare wrote Romeo and Juliet, right? So he would say he must have wrote the play between 1591 and 1596. So maybe 40 years. We had been here 40 years before he started writing that. And so it says, I'm just trying to find a date. So he was writing words back then. And let me see. So let's see what else was going on. So let me see. The world in 15. What was the year? 1595. So the world in 1595. What else happened in what was happening in the world in 1595? Man, war on Spain. I mean, it was war, right? That's everything. War, poor health. 16th century, right? I mean, it's like war, poor health, and like the Black Plague. You know, say when was the Black Plague, right? When was the Black Plague? Let's see. It says the Black Plague was that was a long time ago. That was 13. Oh, it says the Great Plague was 1665, but it says the Black Death period was different. That was 13. That was the 1300s. But it says the Great Plague was 1665. Bubonic. Oh, so it came again. So 1665. So 59. So you're talking about 60 years before that Black Plague. So there was a lot of famine. There wasn't a lot of education going on back then. Not a lot of people using words. Emperors. A lot of fighting going on in Europe. There's also a Netflix series uh, that I watched too that talks about them making London what it was, and it was a reality. I mean, so I can see it.
We speak in a language that's not our own. We speak the drums. That's why it's so.
And if you hear somebody from Africa speak, right, they do speak in sounds. And now I'm kind of actually thinking about that, right? Because let me see if I hear somebody in Africa speak, it isn't sounds, right? Because I remember like African language with clicks, right? That's what I guess they saying, right? What African language uses clicks? It says, let me go to this joint. It says here the Kioshian uses clicks. The Southern language use a fifth the kiss click as well. Bantu, Botswana, and Nambia have a click. So it's a clicking sound. And even when you hear somebody from Africa or speak, it is like it's a sound. Like it does sound like a drum, like ba tu wa click click. Like I guess, and not trying to be funny. I guess that was kind of disrespectful, but I'm trying to prove the point to what he's saying that English is not our first language, and we associate with the drums and the sounds and the 808s because the language was I guess a sound, not a language. All right, let's keep it going.
Hard. That's why it's so hard for it to be a black billionaire, and it's so hard to get a Post Malone. You know what I mean? Like a white black dude or something. You know, it's very few and far between that somebody can figure it out, because the game and society in America has been made for us to not figure it out. So all these books, when we go to college and we discriminate against each other, because we got this degree that ain't gonna add up to shit to us getting a job for another white person. And I gotta say that, you know why? Because
so he said when we go to college. So he said when we go to college and we discriminate on each other, right? Meaning just like I mean, I'm guessing it's so many levels to that. And I just had to take a breath before I got into it. I guess he's talking about the difference between the ones that go to college and the ones that don't, right? The ones that do go to college feel like they better than the ones that didn't. The ones that didn't go to college feel like the ones that did are better. And it's a deference, right? Then when you get to college, there's broken down further, right? Everybody finds their friends, and then also is fraternities and sororities, right? And there's Divine Nine, and then there's social fraternities, and there's groups and clubs, and then there's all this different type of stuff, right? So then they're all beefing, right? The Kappas beefing with the Omegas beefing with the Sigmas, you know what I'm saying? And then the AKAs don't like the Omegas, or AKAs and the Deltas don't like the Kappas. There's a ton of stuff going on. So that's what he's getting at. And then he said, use that degree to go get a job, right? Honestly, I went to college, and not one time did they talk about entrepreneurship or just owning your own business. I felt like that was something that you would be lucky to do, right? So meaning like from my personal experience, I knew people who were business majors talked about the stock market, but they never showed you how to read stocks or make money in the stocks. They talked about the stock market and what it was and how it related to companies. And it was like, hey, you can go work for one of these companies. Even in my field, right? They never said like, hey, they said you could become a doctor. And one of the things I liked about bio was that you were your own boss, right? You had your own practice. You had your own, dental office or whatever it was. And I thought that was solid compared to working for somebody who you didn't get along with. Because I mean, I had seen movies and heard stories like, yo, they got a horrible boss. And then I also heard that, somebody else say like the only job you ever appreciate is one where you work for yourself. But there was such a big gap between that statement, understanding what they actually meant. I couldn't make it up at the time, right? I just felt like it was like, oh, well, one day I will get a job for somebody, and eventually I'll figure out how to turn that job into myself. There wasn't no talk about LLCs. I feel like as a college kid and knowing that you have to rely on more than your degree, and I think that's what all these people are saying. You need to have an LLC. One of the requirements for going to college should be start an LLC. Start an LLC and then keep it for 4 years with some of your college expenses and work that business for 4 years. And you have to stick with it. So you have to pick at the beginning and stick with it for 2 years. And then after, you have to review with your counselor to continue for the last 2 years or change your business practice. And because you're taking these classes that you're going to learn different things, and you need to real world understand how these things all work together, instead of just being like, I'm going to apply to some jobs and maybe work for somebody. I really feel like it's the mentality thing. And that's what Kanye is trying to get at. Like, the degrees are going to get you to work for somebody, but not even, it's deeper than that. You're going to go work where there's nobody who looks like you. So, I mean, that's the hard part. And those people that work at that job may not be used to working with you. So passive aggressiveness, there's subtle racism, and then there's, deference, and then there's elitism, and then, you didn't go to Harvard, you didn't go to Cornell. You know what I'm saying? It's just so many different things that you can't relate to, that it makes it difficult. Now, some people can get it. Some people go thrive in those environments, and power to those people who thrive in those environments. You know what I'm saying? But not everybody does. And I think that's something that needs to be taken into consideration, where sometimes, man, people just need to be their own boss or make money for themselves and learn how to contribute that way. But then that's the secret, ain't it? So Kanye was hitting on something too. I mean, college, I've seen people have amazing success after college with their degrees. I mean, I know people that are at the forefront of all this, record labels, doctors, pharmacists, all that. But then also at the same time, I know people who went to college and don't do anything, right? Who don't do anything, don't have no passion to do nothing, don't have no energy to do nothing. They just like, yo, it is what it is. I got my degree. I can't find nothing in it because it's too niche. Really, college only gives you four areas to talk about, right? I mean, it's business, it's bio, it was engineering, but they fell back on engineers, education. I'm trying to think what other majors they have there. Psychology, those are science, but it depends. It depends. It wasn't really until I met a couple of black kids that came to, because I went to a HBCU, a couple of black kids that went to a HBCU from PWI schools that really came to get a black experience, but had a white knowledge base. So this one girl I met, I can't remember her name, but she created her own major. And I remember asking her, like, why would you do that? Why would you create your own major? Why wouldn't you just pick one of the majors that the school offers so that way you could get, I'm saying, a job? And she was like, where was she going? She's going UC Berkeley. She was like, I created my own major, and it was like women's studies with minor in anthropology, but it was like specific from like 1940 to 1960. I'm like blown away, like, what the heck are you gonna do with that? But then from her perspective, she like, yo, you majoring in bio, what you gonna do with that? You get what I'm saying? You see how the mirror reflects, you know what I'm saying? There's a reflection in the mirror and a reflection out the mirror. And sometimes you gotta look at both sides and be like, wow, it either looks the same or it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So that was big. But I get what Ye's saying.
I was separated from my dad, and I just now understand what happened. My mom was an actress, but she also had a B plan of being an English professor. And she went for a gig and she didn't get it, and she went to be a professor. Now, her and my dad are separated, but I was still in town.
Okay.
She got a job offer in Chicago from this white organization, Chicago State University, and it separated me from my best friend. So I had to grow up around people who didn't understand me.
Man, that's real, right? Man, that's real. That is real, right? I mean, the internet really changed a lot. And to his point, and I'll be brief because I know I'm being crazy long-winded, and this has already been over an hour. They say your job is your bribe to forget about your passions. And now, if you even when you get a job, they say, "Oh, we try to do more for work-life balance." You know what I'm saying? And what does that mean? Meaning your actual life is not your job. Your actual life is your family, your husband, your wife, your just your family, extended family, friends, things that you like to do personally. And if you get a job, a corporate job, right, there's all these elements of what you like to do. Everybody keeps asking, well, what do you like to do? What do you do? What do you like to do? Do you like music? What do you listen to? Because people try to get to know your life. Now, the thing is, I never understood why they ask you so much questions, right? Because I mean, most of these companies are majority white. They have a black population, and they're trying to do more. If you went to HBCU or even from an urban area, there's no talk about what we all like, because we all like the same things. We all listening to the same music. We all going pretty much wearing the same clothes. Right? We all trying to talk to the same girls. There's no conversation about what we all like because we all like the same thing. It's not until you get to these work lives where everything's different. And then you're right. People got kids. I mean, I had a real wake up call when I saw how much childcare was a month. I'm like, man, I could honestly could have had a Range Rover for what they was trying to have us pay for childcare a month, which was $600 a month. And so you got to really, really be in a situation. But think about it. Most of these big companies on the flip, they got childcare, right? If you work for a real player, they got childcare in that building. Us black folks, a lot of us black folks go to places, ain't no childcare, right? We got to have somebody got to stay home, or you got to just pay out of pocket, which keeps us down. But having childcare in your building at your job pushes you up. So that's why I see people argue, say child care should be free, right? That should be a government subsidy separate from, you know what I'm saying, like WIC or child support, separate from whatever it is. Um, and so he's telling a real story about how his mom had to work and he wasn't there with him. I mean, it's the same way with me. I mean, my mom did the same thing. My mom had a PhD, and she on that pursuit had to leave me in daycares and had to, leave me with babysitters and around other people that may have either treated me well or not treated me well. I mean, but I'm a kid at the time. I'm not sure, and we've heard tons of stories where daycares was having like a fight club or daycares doing stuff. So you don't know who you leave your kid with. Yeah, they got somebody recommends that place or the woman seems cool, but you don't really know what these people are in real life. So I feel them. I mean, and also I think there's a difference between people understanding other people's kids, and tolerance is totally different. Meaning, like, most of the teachers at schools are white, you know what I'm saying? And they don't understand black kids. And then because I'm as a black man, I've seen some white kids. I'm like, what's wrong with them? And it's not that there's something wrong with them. It's just we all raised different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how the memes will talk about, uh, you know, just black facts, like what color, what kind of Kool-Aid is this? It's red. You know what I'm saying? Just little things like that. Like the way they raised is different than where I was raised, and the way they was raised is different than the way I was. So it takes a little bit of a gap to understand. But in the school systems, they automatically put them as special needs compared to where in the white systems, they might say they need help. And so you might have I know a kid who spent his whole early life in special ed. And I remember for years him telling me this story. For years, he was telling him he wasn't special ed, but there was a teacher who classified him as special ed because he had too much energy as a kid. And so she classified him as a special ed kid. He had to fight to get out of special ed. He got out of special ed. He graduated and went to college. But imagine if he didn't have that in him to prove that he wasn't special ed because they classified him as that. He became that special ed. His whole life would have been trash. And then come to find out he wasn't even special ed. You know what I'm saying? Whereas what I'm saying is a white kid, they'll say, no, get him some help and put him in the honors. They automatically do that. All right, let's get back to it.
Who didn't love me. People was looking at me as an opportunity since I was 14 because I was a prodigy. You know, I've been had industry friends, so to say.
See, Ye don't talk about that. And also a lot of your celebrities don't talk about that they was prodigies at a young age. You know what I'm saying? Like these talents, and that's one thing. Most people end up getting into music. Oh, I'm about to start rapping. They get in the bag. But to really be successful at this stuff, you already have to have a gift. It is pretty apparent that Ye had a gift. Now, of course, they say that the league is only classical music. You only gifted if you a classically trained pianist or you played for the Met. You know, that's gifted and talented. You being able to rhyme these words together over a 148 BPM beat is not talented in by their definition. And that's why when the information came out, like, yo, we gotta start switching our own definition. That was big. That was big. And once we start putting definition on what we valued and what we consider to be, gifted and talented and successful, that's when we started winning. And so, Ye, I didn't know that about Ye, that he was gifted. I knew that he was smart, and I knew that he's a genius, but I didn't know that it was early identified.
Oh, we're gonna go over here and we're gonna get some beats out this nigga. We're gonna go this type of, because my mom separated me for the opportunity of more money. Society is set up to have people go away to college, go away here, and in between your dorm room and your college, or in between your hometown and where you got to go to school, it's going to be a bunch of liquor stores. It's going to be a bunch of strip clubs. Cemeteries. It's going to be a bunch of malls. It's going to be a bunch of things that we do.
Girls.
That when we don't have that love, like a kibbutz, we need Christian kibbutz. We can have communities, be as close. Kibbutz, like Jewish people have this type of circular community.
Like a community center?
No, it's like where they live and where we need to live, where the grandparents can take care of the kids. It's better to have a grandparent taking care of the kids than a nanny taking kids hired love.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That we move as a community. And as a community, we will not fail. There's communities that didn't go into slavery, like I think it's in Masada.
Okay, hold on. Let's just finish quick time.
He said,
I want to go there.
Let me do a shot.
He was getting deep, man. This
You have to do a shot. You have to do a shot.
And I said all that to say that
who the heck Ye been chilling with? Golly, he dropping jewel. Yo, Nori had to say like, yo, chill. The Masada and the kibbutz and holy smokes. Let me hit that, Ye. Whatever Nori just gave him, that motherfucker is on one. Boy, he smoked that blunt. He on one. He got Ye going 0 to 60. God, yeah, yo. Honestly, that's deep right there. I'm not even following what he getting at, but holy smokes.
Opinion with Kweli. I love Kweli. I never really liked the way he rapped.
And that's a lot of people. That's no cap though. That's a lot of people didn't like the way Kweli rapped. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people didn't like the way he rapped. I'm talking about Talib Kweli. A lot of people didn't like the way Talib Kweli rapped. So, what you want him to say?
I was trying to get away from this.
But this, you know what it is brutal honesty. You being a little too honest.
We want to go to the next.
We can never mention Common
Oversharing
and
and all
Kweli
that.
in the same breath. Keep it going.
Okay. Oh shit.
In the same breath.
We want to go to the next.
We can never mention Common and Kweli in the same breath. Keep it going.
Okay. Oh shit.
I thought Kweli was his man, but that lets you know, like, sometimes these dudes ain't friends. That's one thing I realized. Like, these dudes ain't friends, and y'all can eat me up in the comments. But I realized that Puffy and Big was not friends, right? I mean, Dr. Dre and Suge was not friends, right? I feel like even Snoop and Dre became friends and good friends. Jay and Dane wasn't friends. Like, we grow up thinking these people was real good friends, but like, I guess when you get older and when you doing this work, the friendship out of y'all just work together and are always together. And since it's not a company or whatever, it look like y'all friends because y'all go everywhere together, but y'all working together. Y'all not necessarily friends. You got your best friends and they got their best friends. You know what I'm saying? And just like work wives and work husbands and all that stuff, like it's all this layers to this. So I thought they was solid, but it looks like him and Mos Def is better friends than him and Kweli.
Holy shit. All right.
Hurry, man.
Push it up or Big Sean?
Oh, I love this. Let me tell you.
Here we go. You gotta stand up.
Not quick about this quick time.
Okay.
I already decided that when I die, on my tombstone, it's gonna say, "I deserve to be here because I signed Big Sean."
So I'm not quite sure of your pick.
Yeah, you're not quite sure.
So
Big Sean, he said,
Big Sean over Pusha T?
No, I'm saying that
Well, you can take
the
a shot.
worst thing I've ever done was sign Big Sean.
That's a beautiful thing. Oh, that's a beautiful thing, man.
No,
So,
wait.
The worst.
He just said the worst.
The worst.
Damn, that's a little bit. I think he at this point doing
You fucked
dramatic.
my algorithm up.
Time out. I think you said the best. Okay, hold on.
nah, man, look, they let that, man, I know this man mama, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've changed this man's family, and both John Legend and Big Sean, when I ran for office, got used quick by the Democrats to come at they boy that actually changed their life. And that's some sellout shit. And I don't rock with neither of them. And, I need my apologies. I ain't saying they're gonna change, but niggas is scared. I feel you. They, you know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't got 100 talents. They got them under pressure.
And you still got him signed to your contract? Is he still on?
Man,
good?
When we sign, we just working for the white labels. We ain't signing nobody. This ain't independent. Yeezy's the only 100% owned independent,
Talk it.
black owned or whatever. I don't know if it be owned after this interview, but you get what I'm saying? Like when we sign, we don't sign somebody. We're signing someone to the bigger Vivendi slave ship. to the bigger universal slave shit.
All right.
Y'all saying, oh, his tweets is crazy. You know why Prince gave me the song Jail? Because he liked what I did. And he's like, I like what you did with them contracts.
You said Prince gave it to you. Right.
Man, he definitely, guess who's going to jail tonight? You know what I'm saying? A Gemini spirit.
people who don't-
Because he was on that too.
Yeah.
Just people don't know. You're talking about Prince.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Ass out Prince.
And
Yeah.
Prince trying to get away from corporations, disconnect.
Prince with the slave on his
Yeah,
cheek.
slave on his cheek. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson, bro. This man.
Okay, we gotta get through quick time.
All right, go ahead.
It's not gonna be quick, man. Let's
It's not gonna be quick,
But by the way,
I like.
if you
y'all
want your
very interested
flowers,
today.
if you want your flowers, it's like, man,
Okay.
if you took Kobe Bryant, Michael Jackson, Prince, the existence of Kanye West, oh, he's so crazy. It's like, okay, well, if I'm crazy and it's up, then it's up.
Then it's up.
Then it's
All right,
up.
let me move on to the next question. Biggie or Big Pun?
Well, Biggie for me, but equal level, they equal geniuses though.
I
They
love that.
equal.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
move on.
I got to take a
Damn.
shot.
Yeah, we know that's
Okay, no.
No, he picked Biggie. He picked Biggie. Yeah, you picked Biggie. You picked Biggie.
We don't- we ain't jerking you. We ain't
It
jerking you.
felt like he said both, but no, you said
Oh,
Biggie.
no.
Here's where it's get tricky.
Okay.
Tricky. This is just on the CEO level. This is not artist. This is not just CEO level.
One second is, you know, with,
Hold on, let me get it off. Okay, you gonna say something genius? Go ahead, go.
with John and Sean John.
You talking John Legend?
John Legend.
Sean John.
No. I just saw it as a
Let's
rap thing.
Okay.
Puff is my goat and twin. Goat,
Alright.
goat and twin.
So you're not letting.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
let's get to it.
but with Sean and John, you know, Pusha voted Democrat, voted for Kamala. We ain't seen her since the election either. And
Damn.
I ain't seen you saw Whole Foods. I ain't seen it since the election. They got 94% of the black female vote. You would have thought Drake was running.
Damn, dude, it got him on one. I didn't know she had 94%. I mean, I knew she had a big support system, but I didn't know she had.
She didn't come.
I didn't know she had 94%. That's a lot. She had 94%. He said we ain't seen her since the election, huh? Damn.
Come out and outright diss me to the public.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, he like, man, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I didn't diss Virgil when he took the Louis thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
These people came out, and then John Legend, he sounds so white. He was like the rapper. It's just like, man, it's like, where's God in this conversation? You know what I'm saying? Who do you work for? Because if you don't work for God, then you're working for the devil.
Oh, damn, that's
So
a
who
bar.
you working for at this point? I'm a man of God. God got me covered. And as long as I'm alive, God's not finished.
God damn it. All right. Let's make some noise.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, make some noise for that.
This is
Look,
just
Ye
on,
getting saucy. He getting saucy.
Okay.
Ye getting saucy.
This is just on the CEO level. Jay or Dame? Just CEO.
Absolutely, 1,000% Dame Dash.
Dame Dash, Dame
Because
Diddy.
I
Dame
need an
Dash,
explanation for this
because
one.
Dame Dash the visionary.
Okay.
He the original black hipster. I'm the devil's worst nightmare. I'm Dame Dash with money.
I don't know how to take that one, but continue.
Come on, Nori.
But-
You know what he mean.
And I'm also Jay and Dame combined. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? Dame has the vision. You see it. And this man, I remember what's his name?
I like that.
Was Steve Rifkin or something. He said, oh, Dame is in Ye's pocket. Hey, white boy, don't never speak on me and Dame.
Damn, he flamed Steve Rifkin. You know, it's crazy that he throwing around so many, you know what I'm saying, black, white, and sounding white. I mean, because, you know what I'm saying, my wife put it in a good perspective. She was like, Ye, when he was on Joe Rogan and when he was doing that red hat, he didn't sound like this. But he sound like the old Ye. He sound like the college dropout Ye on this. Before he was sounding bugged out. He was sounding white. He was sounding like John Legend. Now look, I don't think John Legend even ever fully identified as black. You get what I'm saying? I don't think he ever fully identified as black. I think he just identified as whatever he was, himself, John Legend. That was him. I feel like he speaks in third person. But Ye does that too. And there's been times when Ye hasn't really been sounding that niggerish, if you will. And for him to be calling out, you know, saying, I understand these guys are white, and I understand like culture vulture was a real thing. And I think that that's probably why he did that. Because remember, Dame Dash had that big thing about culture vultures, right? He was, you know, the book about people who weren't from our community, who didn't understand our culture, running it. Basically, record labels, A&Rs, and the people behind the music. It's always been some white boy with a little bit of money, and he sort of had a whole bunch of black people signed to him, and they making a whole bunch of money. I mean, Steve Rifkin is the same one. Loud, he pretty much signed Wu-Tang, Mobb Deep, and every other popular New York group, and then ran to LA and really hasn't given back besides a couple of comments. So I understand that 100%. I mean, but experience. He's an experienced record label owner. I mean, he actually was responsible for a lot of the culture, and I don't really think that it's to say that they weren't a part of it, because a culture. I mean, if you look up the definition of a culture, right? And I'm looking culture I'm just trying to make sure I'm exact with it. Culture is an umbrella term which encompasses the social behavior or norms found in human societies, as well as knowledge, beliefs, arts, laws, customs, capabilities, and habits of individuals in these groups. So it says individually in these groups. It doesn't say that it's all black. It doesn't say that it's all white. It just says a culture is a way of life, right? For a group of people there. So there can be white people in this culture, there could be black people in this culture, you know what I'm saying? But I understand there is a separate thing as called black culture. But if you're true to that culture, if you believe the same thing verbatim, right, then why can't you be a part of that culture? So for instance, Leor Cohen, he is I'm guessing Cohen Leor is from, you know, Slavic areas, you know, whatever part that's from, you know what I'm saying? And then Steve Rifkin, his family's wherever he's from, non-African American, but at the same time, they contributed to the culture in a positive way. Now, well, the contract's right, but that's business. We talking about the culture. Some business might have been backhanded, but that's anything, because put you in a leadership position, and I guarantee you might do some backhanded business. People do all the time. So just get a little bit of money, start doing backhanded business stuff. I mean, it happens. It happens. But I don't know. I feel like that was a little bit harsh on Steve Rifkin. But then again, I'm just going by what Ye's perspective. It might be some other information that we not privy to.
Don't ever speak on our situation of me taking care of the man that put me on.
Now, that is a fact. That is a fact. And Ye said that before. He said that, first of all, he said that it was unloyal for him to go with Jay when Dame was the one that put him on, and Jay didn't want to put him on. That's what Ye said. And then Ye made that right when Dame had whatever coming out or launched that network. Ye went over there and I believe did like some appearances, some drops, went to the premiere, and really did what he could to try to make Dame get back on that level. And that was love. And so that's what he's saying. Like, don't talk about what me and that man do for the man that put him on, because Dame put him on, not Hove, but he did more work with Hove. It's the same thing with I want to say it's the same thing with like a husband and wife. Like, yo, don't talk to me about my wife. And now it's a legal marriage and we in a relationship, but like these men kind of have the same thing, a personal relationship that's an A and B conversation that you can see your way out.
Right. Beautiful. Beautiful shit. Beautiful.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what all you think I'm a man. Not everybody gonna make the money. You know what I'm saying? If you got a community, you're gonna have people who can figure out how to earn.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was one of Jay's best earner.
Mafia mob beat, shit.
Boom.
Earner.
You know what I'm saying?
Earner?
So Dave never had to work again. Period. You know what I'm saying? Anything ever need, I'm here. The more and more money I got, this is my family. I'm never gonna let nobody speak on our relationship.
Don't speak on my relationship with him. That's a fact. And I guess that's what I should have talked about, man. Don't let people speak on your relationship.
No, Beanie, because even though I talk about.
So you went with Beanie?
Yeah, Beanie. So
no shots. Okay.
Oh, wait,
because even.
Beans or the game?
That's easy.
No, Beanie, because even though I talk about.
So you went with Beanie?
Yeah, Beanie.
So no shot, okay.
Yeah, because of, I always envy, I was jealous of like Busta Rhymes, how perfect he rapped. You know what I'm saying?
Would you battle Busta in the verses?
What you say?
Would you battle Busta in the verses?
Man, I'll battle anybody. You know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna say. Like, that's it.
Jump now.
Battle anybody. I don't care. You tell. I excel. Okay, so Beanie, just because I'm like, I'm in that like sophisticated kind of like, if I hooped, I would hoop like D Rose or Curry or Kobe or something. Like I'm real like slick. Like you just look at my color palette and I'm like on some like Puff Daddy, like real. And
talk
Beanie,
about it.
All the Rockefeller rappers really had, Freeway was like the closest to like an ODB, but I used to say when I wanted to rap, I was like, man, I cut one of my fingers off to have Busta Rhymes' voice and his skill set. When I wanted to be a rapper back in Chicago. So Beanie is that, man, woo. Like we were just listening to What You Do Is Wrong, Wrong. The way he was on it. And by the way, here's another thing. I still owe Beanie money, and I've been trying to give him this money for a minute.
He gonna get the money, man.
He gonna get the money.
I think the memo will get through it.
He gonna watch it. Go ahead.
Get the bread.
Really? How you owe him money though? I don't understand.
Because he made up the name Yeezy. He used to call me Yeezy.
Biggs just text me that. Wait up. This is deep. So he made up the name Yeezy?
He used to call me Yeezy. This is the thing. People who took a liking to me in volatile situations would always give me a nickname. So it seemed like I was like cool like them. So my boy Mali, that used to sell guns, he's completely legal now. He called me K-Rock, when I would be like on 79th and stuff K-Rock. Like, so that was Beanie's name for me when I was at Baseline.
Yeezy.
Like on some, no, that's Yeezy, like make him one of us. He let me wear a state property chain, like he really just embraced me because it was like the most.
Some money, man. You do.
Nah, he said he protected his life. I told you, Beanie said he protected his life.
Real. That's some real shit right there. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Okay.
And I've been trying to give it to him. I was like, man, this man made up the. It's like the lady who made the Nike swoosh, Phil Knight, went back and made sure she was straight. Or the lady.
And that's how it should be. Take care of your people.
I don't know if she's straight yet, but she.
Who the nigga that made the thong? Because he needed to.
When did Cisco?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Kiss or Fab?
Sheesh.
Take a shot. You can take a
Easy
shot.
though.
Nah, the thing is, I'm gonna have to say Kiss.
Of course.
Because what do I want to cut my finger off for?
The voice.
That voice.
The tone.
That voice. And then, man, it's so funny, man. It's just like people, when I was back in early in my career, rappers used to stop rapping. And now it's like niggas just really have something to say and have a great perspective. Like when I work with architects, the architect I work with that's designing the Donda Orphanage and various things, this architect is 80 years old. He just turned 80 in September. Look at Pusha T. Look at me. I'm actually 44 years old.
Wow.
And I'm competing at the highest level at 44. It's like LeBron or 7-ring Brady, competing at that level. And that's how Jada. That Jada's, and obviously Fab, both of them got bars. I just always loved. Also, another thing, it's like they was in the game before me. So me and Monop used to ride around Chicago.
John Monopoly.
Yeah, John Monopoly. We used to just ride around and marvel at, the new Swiss Beats with them on it and just, and then Mace Murder and DMX. And
Mace Murder. Come on, we know it's Murder Mace.
Man, I'm gonna always look at people that way, the way that I always see them as gods, as
So this one should be easy for you. Yeah. Nas or Jay Electronica? Well,
it's Nas because that's who because Nas is my favorite rapper because it's Nas.
I didn't know that about Ye.
What do you mean? It's Nas. Nas is Nas. He's like ordained in our video game to be the best rapper considered
in our video game. See, look, y'all not picking up on the words that he said.
With greatest, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the end of the.
Except one time I caught him with Vans on. I didn't like it.
Right. I played basketball against him, and that's when I knew hip hop was dead.
You know, he can't ball for shit.
Chill out.
Oh, he can't ball for shit. Nas, basketball. Oh, I'm sorry, Nas. You know I love you, but I do not let him win. His friends be letting him win, so he thought he was good. But I had to let him know, not the y'all. I got okay. Pharrell or Timberland? Beat wise.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm gonna roll with Timberland because
Timbo the King
of the sample style and the fact
but there's no
that
wrong answer in
he
that.
came through Virginia, and Virginia is a very
Pharrell's from Virginia as well, just in case you don't know.
They definitely
They both from Virginia, dog.
That was a shot.
Me questioning it for a second.
Because Pharrell definitely gonna call you about that one. What do you mean? I'm from Virginia too, yeah. Come on, let's take a shot.
Yeah.
But I don't think Pharrell and Kanye ever did a song like a
our show
beat
is about giving
together.
people their flowers. Yeah. We really want to give you your flowers. We want to give you your praise. You're really one of the most inspirational people in hip hop. I've never seen anybody like when Yeezus drop, when the sneakers drop, I see people outside the doors, and it make me be so proud that I could call you a friend. I could call you a person that I communicate with, and I really, really am proud of you, and we fucking love you out this motherfucker.
Talk that talk. So it looks like Kanye only did one song.
Let's do it. So, all right, cool. We moving on. Holy moly guacamole. This is good.
Oh, no, I got to give at least one short explanation about Timberland. The reason why I say Timberland
was from Virginia.
That's the reason.
Hey, just pause it real quick. I mean, CRS, Child Rebel Soldiers, it was supposed to be Kanye, Pharrell, and Lupe in this group. You know what I'm saying? Child, you can look it up on YouTube, Google it, whatever. But it looks like outside of that, I mean, he was true to himself because he only got one. He only rapped on one Pharrell beat, and that was for that number one. Everything else, it looks like it was either his own beats, pretty much, or something. I'm trying to think. The CRS was the only joint where he was doing the Good Music Fridays. Not really much for Pharrell, so I guess he never really liked a lot of Pharrell beats.
No, it's that kind of Fred Hampton, Javante, Jodeci, that chord, that church thing, that Detroit, Deep House, Chicago, Deep House, those
Deep House, that's
church
what that is,
chords.
Deep House?
That's it.
Okay.
Timberland was one of the main thing that we do at Sunday service is that we want to do Fred Hammond. We want to get Jodeci. Right, so even when I did this album, Emmanuel's a Christmas album, our notes, you would think it's like some Catholic choir, but the notes have the updated operating system. It has those type of chord progressions. Right. Now, mind you, like Pharrell get them the chords though.
Because you know why I feel like Pharrell is actually lost members of native tongue.
Yeah.
Did I get that accurate?
Yeah.
Because like you guys weren't tough guys to quote unquote, but you guys were hip hop. Is that accurate or I'm a little Habiki got me?
Yeah.
Okay. Habiki got you a little. Okay, all right.
Habiki.
MPC 3000 or MPC 2000 XL?
Yeah, the 2000. I use the 2000, so I gotta go with the 2000.
I don't know.
You still using it?
Yeah, I still use it. I still use the ASR and the 2000.
The ASR.
Okay, analog or digital?
I just say analog. Right off back, I like shoot stuff in 16 millimeter, but we use Pro Tools.
Okay, right. So Fat Joe or Ja Rule?
Well, Fat Joe, because I grew up. He had got a flow, Joe.
Joe, yeah, that was. Listen, Fat Joe. I actually I got to pause it right there because I was looking forward to the Fat Joe verse, right? Meaning Fat Joe verse Ja Rule, and I'm like, yo, Fat Joe is on a hell of a streak, right? He's he's got the doing stuff with Title. He's on Instagram. He's got the slogan, yesterday's price is not today's price. I'm like, yo, they're gonna be feeling him. But when Joe got up there and actually started doing something else besides talking, the crowd was silent. And that let me know they was never feeling him. Now, don't get me wrong, Joe has fans, but there's difference between fans and that crowd feeling him because a battle is really much who you in front of, right? And so that's why they be like, come to the show and really show up for me because I'm gonna be performing and I need people to look like I got some fans. And it's not the case. He didn't have the people there. It wasn't feeling him. Ja Rule has a bigger audience.
Right. Okay. Puff Daddy or Dr. Dre?
Well, Puff Daddy because we twins.
I like that.
I wonder what Puff say about that.
That's enough. We're good.
Man, also he got that. You know what I mean? It's just like,
Puff a Gemini? Nah, he's not Gemini.
That's that.
Puff everything,
Is
man.
he a Gemini?
He everything.
Yeah, that's that. That's like what consequence is like. That's that bop. Like it's just like Puff's bop that's closer to like Dre's got his bop is like the West Coast bop,
Right.
but I really was like on some trying to put the shakers and trying to be all the hitman in one.
So Swiss Beats or Just Blaze?
Well, Swiss Beats definitely because Just Blaze is a copycat. He get credit for the blueprint, and I did the first half of the blueprint, and he just copied my half and got. I mean, look where I'm at today. Look where he at today. So that should show you.
All right, I talked about this on the other clip where I broke this down specifically. Like I said, Just Blaze might just have different ambitions than Ye, and he might not be a leader. You get what I'm saying? Ye saying he was gifted from a young age, anointed. They both raised differently. Just Blaze started making beats and was doing the work, but he didn't. Not everybody wants to be the best at everything. Some people are just in it to be in it, and they like it, and it's good for them. I always say you don't need to make $1 million from it. All you gotta do is make enough to live. And some people is cool with that, and he was cool with that. I mean, some people, not everybody's the fastest, not everybody's top 5. Just Blaze is a number 7. And that might not even be accurate. What I'm saying is that he's not top 5. So if you're not in the top 5, but you in the top 10, but you in like these 7, 8, 9 positions, what do you do, right? What do you do? Even if you move up, you're only moving up to 6. If you move down, you're only going to 8. You're still in the game. So Just Blaze really just held his spot, moving down, chilling, collecting his bread, his royalties, doing with his family. And that might be good for him. He got a restaurant. He got stuff on the end. I don't really think that he's doing bad. I just think that, honestly, it's like Dave Chappelle, and the reason why he turned down that first 50 million because it's too much money. He operating in a space where he cool. He don't need 50 million. He got 5 million. Cool. 1 million. Cool. You know what I'm saying? But I will say that Swiss was a part of all this stuff, and he kind of didn't do anything, right? Like he was typically the first verse, and you see that Swiss went with Timbaland to found the company. And then also, you know what I'm saying, he did most of the production. And now the information that those two could have been getting could be different because who knows, Dame could have told him to do that. Or, you know what I'm saying, you around somebody a lot and you constantly, if they start before you it's like going second in a rap battle. You kind of rebuttal what they saying. And I think I did see a section where Swiss was saying, I mean, not Swiss, Just was saying that he was rebuttaling some of Kanye's stuff. Like, oh, he using his drums. That's the sound. That's the vibes. He was, in essence, doing a good job. If you sewing together a shirt, you ain't going to use different stitching. You're going to continue to use the white stitching that they use on the other side. You know what I'm saying? It's just up to you. He understands how to be a good servant. It's a servant leadership. You lead through your actions, not through your words.
No, what do you mean? I'll be hearing and then it'd be all over the radio. I have my girlfriend from Chicago would be in Hot 97 and stuff, listen to the radio. It'd be another Just Blaze song, another Just Blaze song. Because it was New York. No, I like the originators, man. Okay. I don't mind the copycat.
But this is what he can't say about Just. He can't necessarily say that about Just though, because Let's see. Songs produced by Just Blaze, right? And so they got this thing where you can sort, right? So if I it might not let me do it. But if you could put it in order, right? I want to say he started producing songs on Rockefeller before Kanye. That's what I'm trying to say. He started producing, so Just Blaze kind of already had that sound, right? He already had that sound. Kanye came with the heavy sample. Kanye came in continuing that heavy sample. So it's kind of like the pot calling the kettle black. It's really up for debate. Let's have that conversation. What was the first song Just Blaze produced for Rockefeller? And what year was that? And then what was the first song that Kanye produced that for Rockefeller? And I think it was Just Blaze came before him. And so, like he said, like Kanye said, he was riding around Chicago listening to New York music, and then he moved to Newark, and then came to New York. I believe that he was doing songs like he said the Hitman. Okay, heavy sample there, and who knows, Just could have been doing stuff like the Hitman too. But at the same time, I feel like there was more grounds for Ye to make stuff like Blaze and Opposite. Now, in that work situation, I do believe that it is possible that, you know what I'm saying, Ye led off, Just Blaze second at bat, right? But if you know baseball, I use that analogy for a reason. If you play baseball and you lead off, it's to get a base hit, not to hit a home run. And I get what he's saying, kind of Just Blaze coming behind him if he's already on base is to get him to second base. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm saying Hove come with the lyrics and knock it out the park and bring in 2 runs instead of just the 1. So they all was doing a job. They all had to work together. And I think that Just was just working with him good. He worked with him well. Just Blaze went to Twitter or Instagram and was saying that, he made his comments in rebuttal to this. And he was just saying that, they tried to work together recently. And so if he was a copycat and you didn't like him, why would you try to work with him again? And I think he didn't say it, but the fact that he reached out and was trying to work with him again was pretty much saying that he had a good work ethic. And so that's what he's good. He worked good.
Say it like it is. You know what I'm saying? I said, if somebody copy me, I'm like, you copy me. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell Trav, like, yo, you copy me, boy. And it's like, but.
Now, this has been up for debate because Amber Rose said that, kind of outed Ye, saying that Ye was Travis Scott was writing songs for Ye. Okay. But at the same time, it's like Fiverr Upwork, right? You don't gotta write this. You can get somebody else to write it, put your name on it, put your sauce on the top of it, and go about your business because you got so much stuff to do. You need to multiply yourself. I mean, this was pretty much explained in the book, this book that I always talk about, and I'll put this up here. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's what they talk about. They talk about getting other people, hiring people that know more than you, and then also hiring people that can do the work for you. And that's the same thing in like the 4-day work week or something like that. It's pretty much the same thing as outsourcing jobs. And that's what you want to make more songs, outsource your production, hire some writers, have them write songs for you. You being established, either add something or write something, but it's a smaller amount so you could do more. It's a methodology. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. So him getting Travis and putting Trav on was pretty much educating Travis on how the game worked firsthand. It was like music college. And he said your stuff had to be good enough. I'm sure if it wasn't on the level, he wouldn't have used it. And he said reciprocate, we'll put you on. That's exactly what he did. I mean, you look at it both ways. Did he take a shortcut? Yeah. But also, did he pay it forward? Yeah. And so he did that with Travis. They both helped each other. It was mutual. Look at Travis now. Travis is the new Ye. Look, sneakers, you know what I'm saying? And he just, rapped a little bit different.
But I love you, but just know what it is. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta be, no, but hey man, it's our community, man. And we can we just be this this other thing, when I had the record where I'm saying Virgil and Drake, just because I say somebody's name don't mean it's a beef record.
Right.
This is not beef. I ain't saying nothing.
Hatred.
I just said I put these two men on the same text. I said, stop it with the funny mess. Like, don't, man, we ain't operating.
Just rhyme.
Yeah.
Put the two on the same text.
Yeah.
Stop it with the funny mess.
Yeah, that's
a bar?
Yeah, that's on the song.
Continue. Totally
I'm saying names because I don't like subliminals. I don't like subs, bait, 808s.
That's different from
I don't
Jay,
like
'cause Jay like
nothing
Jay
where
a
I can't
sub
see. It's like just be
Drake a
straightforward.
sub artist.
Right.
Whatever it is, I honor that. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta, hey, this is how I feel. This is how you feel, and let's talk on that way. Let's not talk through no managers. Let's not talk through no assistants, no bodyguards, nobody using you.
Be direct.
Yeah, right?
Be direct.
Right. You said, who are we talking to?
I was like, who? He's like, he said, formerly known as Kanye. I said, this guy,
He still didn't believe it.
Yeah, Kanye laughing is the funniest thing.
Listen, formerly known as Kanye. That's him. That's him. All right, cool. Okay. Busta or Missy? They both from Virginia now.
Yeah.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Nah, but I look at them as different genres, though, a bit. But you talking about like
That's a fact. Everything
if
don't
it's
need to be
videos,
compared.
Artist.
Yeah,
Or whatever in your mind
Yeah, whatever you're buying.
is
However
the
you wanna
criteria
answer.
that you create.
that's same actually. Then
Same? Take a shot then, goddammit. Come on, baby.
Yo,
We
yeah,
outside.
saucy.
We need a
Look,
comeback.
look.
Dale Chanchi.
Where's my comeback? I don't got my own shot.
You about to go through that whole
I
bottle.
have a shot glass. What you been doing?
I've been doing this, motherfucker. How you doing? Salud. What is that? You drinking Mama
Mama
Juana
Juana.
again?
Mama Juana.
Please don't confuse your cup
That
with
Mama
that shit.
Juana. Yeah.
Dominicanos, hey.
Hey, I'm sorry. I love you Dominicans, but Mama Juana, not so much. But I
Yeah,
love
man,
my
that stuff
Dominicans.
Woo.
tastes
Okay.
different.
Yo, let me tell you, I want to make clear why I have a major problem. It's a publicist because she promotes fear. And if my wife can be scared, who the main person she's going to be scared of? And then after that, who my kids going to be scared of? If you promote the
fear.
idea of fear and reading every single comment and be in her ear all the time, giving these mid-level suggestions, not one suggestion I would ever take from this person. But all the suggestions I gave my wife, now she on the cover of Vogue, now she a multi-billionaire, but now my relationship is, and then whenever it's something about our press or what the kids' names is, she part of putting that information out, but then she over my house.
But see, I had said before that it's a publicist that's behind all these celebrity relationships and, hooking people up with people because it's business. Like Kim out here with Pete Davidson is business. Kate Beckinsale, who claims to be Pete Davidson ex, that's publicity. Right. I mean, even Sierra and Russell Wilson was publicity. You could tell at first they kind of like, I don't really know about him, not sure if I like him. But then their relationship grew. They got to know each other and it blossomed. And he was a solid dude as far as like, actually believing in marriage and loving and all that stuff. And that was solid with him. And they ended up being a power couple. But what Ye's saying is that the publicist is doing things that she doesn't have to for the sake of publicity. I mean, and I guess he's gonna get into it. I seen this on social media.
And I told her on the phone a week ago, I said, I'm being nice. Y'all want to keep playing with me? If it's up, then it's up. Because at the end of the day, I got to protect my children at all costs. And if they using their version, I'm using my version. Because guess what? I could get Nori number.
That's right.
And what's my daughter's name? Nori.
Well, it's North, right? They call him Nori.
By the way, one of my best compliments I ever had in my whole life. We was going to see you perform, to watch you perform. This is the first time I think you did the circle, when you was in the circle, and you grabbed your wife. I was with my wife. You grabbed your wife and you grabbed her. You pulled her over to me. And the E-cameras was right in my face. I turned red, even though I'm brown. I turned red, and I'm like, Dad, I just want to say hi to you. And you said, this is who we named our daughter after. And that's the biggest compliment I ever got. It's two of the biggest compliments I love. Is when you did that and when Cormega said, you learning on the job and you win it. And I don't know how to think. I don't know. Do I get a free beat or something?
Yeah, free beat. He want that beat, man. He almost had a music
Let's move on
comeback.
because this is Drake so great. Okay, Outkast or UGK?
Oh, I gotta stay for this.
Yeah, Outkast for me.
Okay. That was pretty cool. Scarface or Ice Cube?
I just talked to Scarface yesterday. It's so crazy. And then, you know, I'll be hanging with Cube. Shit. For me,
It's a shot?
I'm trying to see who influenced me more.
He gonna say Scarface.
Like Cube better personally for like if I play his listen and that, but Scarface is more influential to me as a rapper
Scarface
and
was
to
really
everyone as a rapper.
influential.
He's another important part because when Scarface switched his style, when he started turning his words like around like Mary,
Mary,
I got this
Mary.
love for him in my life, and indeed another form of life. Jay would add that. Scarface flowed his flow. I'm talking about people who added to the flow.
Yeah, right. You
You
see
get what I'm
how
saying?
you see how he picks apart, and that's what I feel like people get upset about a lot of the new artists because you either be a part of this or not, and being a part of it means that you work hard to do to know to be the best at your craft and get as much information that you can to become the best. So I feel like he studies the game. Study the game. The young folks don't study the game. He said that Scarface turns his words. And I guess he's talking about the song with Tupac, Smile for Me or Cry for Me, whatever it's called. And he was like, in that flow where he sort of, it took a while for his wheels to come around, his words to come around like a wheel. Man, but that's big.
Not a specific thing where people could even rap like Ice Cube because Ice Cube until he like really did the yay and like added a style to it.
Yeah.
His style was kind of similar to mine where it's like it was sort of you couldn't pinpoint it, you couldn't imitate it, couldn't. It was just like Cube. Me and Cube is both Geminis. We both saying the same thing. We both from Virginia.
Yeah, Gemini.
He's a Gemini too.
My wife's a Gemini. Y'all taking the Gemini.
Andre 3000 Gemini.
Specifically Geminis. Yeah, Gemini's got the most goats in rap though.
Okay, so basically you're saying Cube.
Biggie's a Gemini.
You're saying Space. Oh, you're saying Cube.
I'm saying taste like my music is. I love both of them, but I'm gonna say Cube, but I'm saying Scarface was more influential as a rap because he added, like you gotta look at rap like it's the NBA, and there's certain people. Remember Kobe used to shoot up like this, or like AI, or people have added things to the overall game. The half of the NBA is like number 23. It's people, and Scarface added something to it that people don't pinpoint enough. And that's specifically when he did that flow. I would like to get into the science of rap and the science of music. We can get into that. Go ahead.
But we're gonna move on though. Travis Scott or Kid Cudi?
Cudi.
Kid Cudi. Because
all day with Cudi.
Travis is a mix of me, Cudi, and Rocky.
Jesus. Okay. Little Baby or The Baby?
Man, what I was saying is like,
I seen this on Instagram.
They both are equally adding something new to rap itself. Like, it's mad people that rap. Like, people just rap like Lil Baby. Like, there's so many people just rap like Lil Baby.
You could pick both or pick one.
Okay.
You can pick take a shot. If you pick both, you sound like you said both.
I'm gonna go with Lil Baby.
Okay, I respect.
Because I did say Lil Baby is my favorite rap. Because the thing is, when I just hear his raps, he was on. It was a concert playing, and it just put me into a mode. It's like he hit something, and me. That's what like rap. It gotta, and that's the thing. If niggas that's what like rappers I feel like lose that ability to really put people in that mode where they want to like do better at business, work out, create, whatever they want to do. It's like. If you lose because it ain't nothing. It's nothing I said in this interview that's not what I would say in this
normally.
interview. Not that I wouldn't feel, and I think it's interesting that it comes off as shocking in any way because I'm not really saying nothing shocking. It's like John Legend gonna always show up and just do whatever them folks tell him to do.
Damn, more shots at John.
That's not a shocking thing, man.
It's not a shocking thing.
Too much into this. Okay, Wu-Tang or NWA?
Definitely Wu-Tang. Would you have me stumped if you said Wu-Tang or Mobb Deep?
Okay.
Wu-Tang or Mobb Deep?
Too late. Okay. They both from Virginia.
All right. Damn, I'm gonna skip this one. I'm gonna go Ray or Ghost.
Yeesh.
Is this shot?
That's a tough one. I would go with Ray.
Ghost.
Okay.
He said
Because
Ghost.
I'm a little bit more on the spectrum. I'm a little bit more on the crazier side of things. So I have a
But they
tendency
built, honestly,
to have been
Wu-Tang
emotional
back was
in the
built
past
with
and to
Raekwon
do things
initially.
in
Then
an
Ghost, it was
emotional
on Ghost back, but that's
way.
their brother. So
And
that's
the
how
funny
it's
thing is,
supposed to be.
people say out their interview that, oh yeah, you made it harder for yourself. I said, no, I made it easier for myself. Don't
Take
text
yourself out
me,
the
nigga.
matrix.
I don't want the cap. If you don't like, period. I don't like caps. I made it. I want to simplify my amount of friends. You know, my amount of people that I go over their crib or to their spot and stuff. So yeah, go ahead though.
Simplify.
Okay.
It's real.
I wasn't ready for none of this. Funk Flex or Kick It Free?
Oh snap!
DJ
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, Funk Flex, because it was a part of,
Funk. Yeah,
you know,
Funk Flex
have
is a
people have
huge
hoop
part.
dreams, you have rap dreams. Funk Flex voice, or he played. I still be like, we play Otis. There is no Otis without Funk Flex.
Man.
There's no Fabi on the album without Funk Flex. I heard him do the freestyle on Funk Flex and got him a jet.
Foreign Fabio.
Yeah, to Atlanta. That
I was hoping
that
you was gonna
same
fly
day.
me out. I was like, yo, I wanted to be flued out. I'm fucking with
You're
you.
laughing at that.
I like that term. Yeah, so it's funny because Chris Rocker, we had the song, me and Jay had the song Ham, and I was very into that tempo, the 60 or 120, 50, that tempo that Niggas of Paris eventually ended up being. And for people that now, like, I remember Boo called me like, is that your, he texted me, that's your first single? And
Niggas
just
in
looking-
Paris or
No, Ham.
Ham.
Was it Ham? Now, mind you, Ham was the first time we ever saw the Givenchy dogs, because
That's
we
true.
had Givenchy, Ricardo Tisci had designer that did the gold cover, that was doing all the Rock Wilders, did that cover. The first time we ever actually saw the dog was on me and Jay-Z first single, Ham. So I remember LeBron was losing in the championship, and it actually said, "Who's watching the throne?" And I took a track off of what was going to be my album, Follow Up the Dark Fantasy, that I heard when we all was at dinner, and it was the Otis sample, and I chopped it up, and I was gonna go to Milan to do something in fashion, and I was about to be late for the flight, and I had a Don C snapback on and a tank top and a Mercer, just chopping up Otis.
Oh, he's on the plane.
'Cause I
He
was
was
like, yo, we not gonna lose this game.
Right.
We not gonna lose this game no matter what. I'm gonna give you all this. I took New Day off of my next album. I took Otis on my next album. And we got into this big argument because he had this song called Holy Grail that he had Justin Timberlake singing on.
Timberlake.
And I was like, we need to put this on his album. And then he's like, nah. And that's why everybody knows Jay is very selfish. And we had a very
Everybody knows
I
that,
know this.
huh?
Go ahead.
Come on, it's Jay-Z, man.
I got Ace of Spades. I love it. I love him. Go ahead, continue.
No, we all love him, but you know, he's very selfish. And
Speaking truthfully.
he'll say, he's like, man, I'm selfish. I'm selfish.
Okay.
So he wouldn't give that song. I'm like, man, I'm giving all
Okay,
of
so
this.
what you're saying is Holy Grail was originally supposed to be on
Watch
Watch
the
the
Throne.
No, it was supposed to be on his album.
Okay.
But he
And I
asked for
said, we need this because we don't need to be losing like how LeBron and them had just lost in this championship.
Oh, okay,
it. Wanted
that
to
makes
make the
sense.
album better.
I wanted to make the album better. He wanted to say the album. It's something that I heard that.
And that's when y'all fell out? Because, like,
No, we fell out many times. It was my brother.
okay.
So whenever you do some J shit and I do some Ye shit, we don't say shit.
Right.
Oh, I like that. He was a J shit. We some J shit. We didn't say shit.
That's some real shit.
Yeah.
On some real shit.
When I get lifted, I don't know why John Legend voice just came up into my head.
You drunk as hell, high as hell.
That's the drinks.
Yeah, I'm about to say. John Legend voice came into his head. He high as hell right now.
I'm so ready.
Yo. Yay high.
All right, so anyway, what we talking about? The song that
You can move on if you want.
Holy Grail.
No,
Smoke.
Holy Grail.
Holy Grail.
You got
Smoke.
mad about that. I was like, how I'm giving all this and you ain't giving the equal amount. And I find that in life, period. I find that I love Jay so much. It's like I love the city of Chicago so much. And it was always like the same thing with Jay or Chicago. They always wanted it to be somebody more gangster. They didn't want it to be Ye. That was with Kim. Maybe she wanted to be a ball player or something. It was like nobody wanted it to be Ye, or with the LVMH group and different things, they wanted to be somebody that's more controllable. They didn't want it to be, they didn't want it to be Ye. And it's always like this uphill battle. It's so funny. I just could never erase the way Tata would look at me sometimes when I go to the studio. And I always felt like it was an air of that, like no matter how big you get, nigga, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like,
damn, a lot of times people don't really talk about Tata, you know what I'm saying? But I think that's just how Tata is. I've met Tata before, you know what I'm saying, and had a chance to talk to him. And I remember I actually had a chance to rap for him, and I remember rapping for him, and I remember him just not paying attention to me. And I remember I wanted his validation so bad, and I couldn't get it, and then that was it. But and this was Jay-Z in the back of the Apollo. This is some legendary type shit. I rapped for him in the back of Apollo, but he wasn't there for me. So me even coming up to him was inappropriate, but he still gave me the time, and I respect that. But I think even in Ye's perspective, that you got to understand what it is. He's Team Jay. He's Team Jay-Z, and it is a competitive sport. And so he don't want you to take the throne from him, because then that's also taking throne from Tata. So let's just be real about that, right?
That kind of thing. And that's how I always feel. That's how he always makes me feel. So whenever I get mad at Jay, I get mad at Tata at the same time. I always I kind of pull him into the same thing. Because you'll never forget that, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, what's wrong with my polo type, like you ain't gonna look me into a throwback.
Oh, damn, that was funny.
I'm gonna keep my polo on. Actually, but they wrote people all the Rockefeller Awards throwbacks because of me, real talk. Okay. Because I would go down to Atlanta and they had the Mitchell and Ness stand in the middle of the Lenox Mall. That's a fact. And I take my little producer money, and I'm a Garmento at the end of the day. My family made the first bootleg Louis Vuitton jogging suits, because they would when they would confiscate the drugs inside the Louis Vuitton bag, they cut up the bags. My family went and would take the patches and put them on the clothes. So that means when they had Howard Hughes died, they called it the Aviator. My film going to be called Garmento, because I am the biggest person, like I said, in every interview I've ever been in,
trademark
the biggest person that ever existed in fashion. You could Google it. For the past 3 years, Yeezy has been the number one most Googled brand, most valuable brand on the planet. Don't hit the horns, don't hit no claps. I'm still in the midst of something. Go. So but somehow we drifted to.
Look, I just looked it up. Somebody already did a film in 2020.
No, it was something in the train of thought that I wanted to say before I got to the thing about my family.
You're talking about the throwbacks.
Throwbacks, yeah. So I would come back
EFN
and I have the Astros, all the stuff. And then Jay would be like, where you get that from? I was like, Atlanta. And I come with another one. He's like, oh. I come with a third one and say, what, you live in Atlanta, nigga? So also Don C always been on that, hype beast, kind of selling clothes online since day one, back when the letters was green on the computer screen. And he would be buying stuff for cheaper, and Fab would go and buy his throwbacks from Don. Fab the artist. And it's before Don became my manager. Right. But by the time when me and Don came together, that's what Jim Jones would tell you, that's where we revolutionized it. Because we used to sit there and be like, when we get money, niggas ain't gonna be able to see us. We get this money, and it was me and Don would just be sitting there like, yo, we get this. And when I got it, went to the Louis store, got all these Louis bags, started doing the shoots with that. I even bought the Louis suede. It kind of looked like this jacket and stuff. It's this one shoot where I got the glasses, the jacket, the Louis bags. Niggas like, what are you doing with all that Louis luggage and stuff? I don't know. It made me feel regal or something, or some coming to America type vibe. So now Don got a store. Right now, I'm in the process of, I've asked nicely to get my own Balenciaga store, because I like my pull. You know, sometimes people say they go to Balenciaga store and they be like, man, they don't look like how Ye and Kim be looking and this and that. Like, and
That's
I'm like,
true.
Your pull means your pick, right?
my pick of the clothes that I picked.
What is the official affiliation with Balenciaga? Because a lot of people
Alexander
got mad at
Roosting,
Gucci
right?
when Gucci came out with this lips where they was mocking black people. A lot of people thought that, but Balenciaga and Gucci is are they related?
Yeah, it's the same group. It's Francois Pinault's one of my favorite people. I like.
Man, he has the right question for this man.
These are my what do you call not counterparts, but like when y'all work in the same field. These are my peers. You know, Bernard Arnault is my peer.
Bernard Arnault.
Pinot is my peer.
So
Renzo Rosa is my peer. Elon is my peer.
Did you ask this guy?
Bezos is my peer.
Jesus.
Jack Ma is my peer.
Jesus.
Like, I just want y'all
Jack
to understand
from,
who my peers
AliExpress.
are.
Jesus.
Like, that's fine. All the rest is dead.
Yeah. Holy shit. Okay. Those are your peers.
Steve Jobs, Disney, Hughes. Okay. Okay. Now, yes, this is the same company, but man, how about we start owning some stock or some land? What we own? Braids.
Right.
Talk about it. He get
You
back
can't
his
have
bag.
braids. What we own? The N-word?
Right.
You can't say nigga.
Right.
But you can't buy your house. You telling somebody what they can't do? The person they own the block is saying what the fuck they want to say.
Right.
And we talking about this our block. You don't own the block.
You're just out there.
And you know how you own the block? First of all, it's not even what you financially doing it. It's the way you taking care of the block. But that's easy for me to say, right? I had both my parents. I'm amazingly attractive and talented.
The swag on the amazingly attractive, huh? He said Clarence has a really good parents. He said his name is Clarence. He went to a private school, and Clarence has really good parents. They have a really good marriage.
You know, but we are put, like we say, crabs in a barrel. We are in a barrel. We not put the 40 acres in a mule. And the more and more we look at like the numbers on YouTube, but this, you know,
about the numbers.
Buster. I don't even gotta watch right now. Pastor gave me
I don't even know.
a Timex that I wore. I had the one where I had like this
200.
Yeah,
seen
I
the
actually
time.
bought it that day and I gave it away that day.
Wow.
What's that?
Yeah, right. 200. He said, I don't even know. 200.
You missed that giveaway.
Because no, it's this pastor,
Right.
and he had no idea what that watch was.
Right.
When I was taping, I was at a church
Right.
called Grace Farms that's designed by these architects that I love, named Sana out of Japan.
Right.
This right went boom. So that shit at the bottom of the screen. Boom, 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 boom. So the pastor was talking to me. He said something. He's like, man, you know why racism? Because he's a white pastor, so he wouldn't just instantly talk to me about racism.
Okay.
He said, man, racism is wrong. It's because, you know, God don't make junk. And I was thinking like, don't say it like that, man. Don't worry. It's like, no, that's not your explanation for racism. Right. But this man, I'm talking to him about, man, I want to pull my family back together. I'm assuming this interview is not that helpful to that, but
It is.
I think he's solid. He wasn't dissing
yeah, I
Kim.
think so because I got to get the people up out the life that shouldn't be in the life. That's
Yeah.
my wife at the end of the day. So it's like
That's true.
I'm using it because, by the way, I can't do nothing illegal, but this is legal, ain't it? So I'm the priest of my home. So if I need the nanny to get up out there and the publicist to get out there, that's what.
Yeah, that's your family, huh?
That's my family.
Right.
Right. That's real shit.
That's my family.
That's real.
That's my family. Hulu.
Right.
That's my family. Hulu.
That's big.
That's my family. Hulu.
Because they got, that's
You know what I'm saying?
big.
Y'all should have killed me if George Bush don't care about black people. It's up now.
Yeah. It's up.
He keeps saying that. And look, Nori, and look at Nori's face. Nori like, God damn. He's like, Nori right there at that moment. Nori like, I hope he don't get killed. Cause you know what I'm saying? Because that's frightening. I mean, everybody loves Ye to a certain extent, you know what I'm saying, or being influenced by him, and it'd be a big loss, you know what I'm saying? But you know, he's out there, he's going ham. I mean, he's giving him what he wanted. This is the face what you get when you want of you getting what you want. Nori wanted the interview. He was hitting up for the interview. He getting the interview. You can't be scared now. You can't be scared now. He going ham. But I think he was solid with Kim. I mean, Kim is not the smartest. I understand she's a smart person, but she's not the smartest. And she followed him a lot. Follow his leadership, and he's trying to accept that role. I feel like Ye is trying to accept that role in his statement, like, yo, this is my family, so let me work out what we're gonna do. And I think at some point he's like, y'all want to film us, that's fine, but we all know that these reality shows started becoming scripted. So he's like, man, they're giving Kim a script and she's and offering her more money and she's doing it. What's on the script? And he's like, yo, we need to go our direction and not follow the script. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a free thinker. So that must be hard being a free thinker with an unfree thinker.
And this my family also.
That's right.
That's why I'm here.
Okay, look, you see how Kanye knew how to bring that back. It was too quiet, but he said he rapped his bars like that. He said he don't hit something without a redemption. So he said, you know, so that was a redemption role right there to get that blood. He knows how to make the
Let me ask you, one of the beautifulest
And
things.
get lifted is my family. And ass. I said, man, do not make your first song be called ass. I always want to make a song that if I'm going through the airport and people sing my song, it's my theme music. When you go through the airport, everybody screams out, ass.
He wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. He talking about Big Sean.
One of the beautiful things I see you do is after DMX passed.
Keep my tombstone. Go ahead.
After DMX passed, you not only did design the shirt that I got on right now, but you also attended the funeral.
That's good circle. The head of Balenciaga designed that shirt.
Okay.
The head of and that's when we started building a relationship because he did a Halloween costume. First of all, he worked at Yeezy season 1. So we were all.
Wait a minute. Wait, the head of Balenciaga worked at Yeezy?
Yes.
Holy shit.
So we're in the.
Influential.
In the apartment where my wife got robbed.
And friends.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So this is before then.
Damn, the Ye
And
movie gonna be
inside of
so
this, we
lit.
got
The
Kim
Ye
Traub,
movie
the
gonna
head of
be
Skims.
so
She used to
lit.
be creative director of Yeezy. I brought her
I
over
gotta
to
tweet that right
Skims.
now.
They had these weird black wire bras and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm gonna give you my creative director because the people that you're in business with, they just trying to use your name. They don't really care about the product. And usually that's how these numbers guys are. And then they start seeing people other products. Oh, we care about the product. Okay. We had in the apartment, you had Jerry Lorenzo, you had Virgil Abloh, you had Kim Schraub, you had me, you had a few others. I have Lucette.
So look, he name dropping heavy. Jerry Lorenzo, Fear of God. Who else did he said? Don C, I guess, and I don't know the other people.
Who's the head shoe designer at Yeezy. Now we have Mark Miner, who got from Nike, who's the head of Yeezy Adidas, and you have Demna, the head of Balenciaga. That's what I'm saying. I'm a community builder. I'm gonna put together the right people at all times. But the people that have in the past been in a position of power gonna try to separate Jay and Dame, separate my mom and my dad, separate me and Virgil. You get me? You see the pattern? That makes it impossible for Black Wall Street. But Wall Street, forever begins simply because I thought about it the way Common said. I thought of our community growing where we're not forced to make the choice of whether or not we can afford to have a child. We're not forced to say, I'm gonna have to kill this nigga because he said this and this. You never hear about Jewish on Jewish crime. They kill each other in business in a different kind of way, but not actually physically taking a life. So with me,
and I had said that before. I said, who said we had to play for keeps? You get what I'm saying? I understand the drug business was an unforgiving one, and you had to rule with an iron fist and all that stuff to protect what was yours. But who said we had to play for keeps? I mean, the ultimate end.
And Cube went into business on the big three. What I said to him, what we have to do to honor God is we're going to be noble when not killing each other on business. Business always be like 30-page contracts and us doing or getting some. I don't negotiate. I don't do a contract that's more than 1 page. It's very hard to get me to sign something at all. Why I need to sign something? I pay cash. I don't even pay monthly. I just pay, I pay half and half. Somebody like, I want, $300 a year, $200 a year, whatever. I'm like, give me your account number and they'll get that $150. And in 6 months, if you did a good job, you get another $150. If you run off after 6 months, then we just ain't gonna be working again until you apologize. Because I'm the
pay the
most
money back, right?
forgiving person. Because I still believe in
Yo,
even.
could you imagine that if Jobs was like that at the beginning? You negotiate $100,000 salary for a year, they give you 50 up front. Yo, that would change so much. I mean, people get what's it called? Relocation bonuses. That's the only time you come up is when you get that bonus. You know what I'm saying? That relocation bonus. If for those that know, but damn, could you imagine? You know what I'm saying? You negotiating 180 and getting 90 up front. I guarantee you're gonna be, you'll be inspired to work so hard. If I don't even want to go into details about it. I just got excited about getting 90 up front, and I ain't even get 90 up front.
When you being less than you are, I gotta realize that people taking advantage of me, that's them, they lives being taken advantage of. Something, because I'm a walking Vic, I'm a target. I just say yes to anything. I just can't say no. I'm here to only say yes. That's the key to life. You get what I'm saying?
Jim Carrey in the movie, Yes Man.
Yeah, yes man. I'm the yes man. Anybody, someone, you want when me and my dad bonded, my dad used to have to say, I'm working on this water purification center. I found this new spot. It's gonna cost us $1 million to buy the land. And my dad is pitching to me. My dad ain't had to do one thing for me. He only had to do one thing, nut. He ain't got to do nothing. That's all my dad ever had to do was nut. He ain't got to ask me for nothing else. He made me. I told my dad that day.
Yo, I can't. Yeah, he's all one. Yo, he said, but Hov said that same thing. Hov said, he said, he said he got a nut in what? Let me see if I can find it real quick. It can't knock the hustle. He said, damn, he said, he got a nut in what? Straight bananas, can a nigga see me as like the US Open advantage jigger. Oh, here we go. I ain't probably gonna find it in time. But yeah, that's definitely funny as hell. Nah. I ain't gonna be able to find it in time, but here you go. Pops knew exactly what he did when he made me trying to get a nut, and he got a nut in what? Pops knew exactly what he did when he made me trying to get a nut, and he got a nut in what?
Yeah, I said, look, call Andre, who's my cousin, he used to work at Ernest Young. I'm always screaming at him. He does accounting right now. I said, call Andre. Anything in my account is available to you. If you spend it all up, I'm just gonna make more money.
Wow. Gee.
And that's a multi-billion-dollar situation. That means that's every dream that the real Steve Jobs, my dad, the real Steve Jobs. But he didn't make Gold Digger. He didn't get the Yeezy. He didn't have the opportunity. But guess what? He made an earner. Like hoop dreams. Like when somebody's son make it to the league. I made it to the league. My dad is a Christian counselor. My dad sleeps in homeless shelters and counsels people. My dad has a water purification center in the Dominican Republic. I'm just my dad. Everything I do that has any kind of nobility
is love
in that place.
Fathers
is
are
of
important.
My dad. Anything
Fathers
I do that's an entertainment is of my mom.
Fathers are important.
And my mom and education.
Fathers
my mom
are important.
is, educator. So what I'm saying is, but I would be the type of person that's making my dad give me a PDF.
Right.
You my dad.
Right.
I know I bought your girlfriend city. Listen.
Where did we go with this?
But moving forward, right?
Nori scratches
PDF to titties, man. PDF titties.
I know what you use some of that money on, but
moving forward, right? Because
I wonder they got a picture of Kanye West dad.
This is not things that a man of God should do or say.
And one of the things that you said to me was, you're out of Def Jam. And I felt like you related being out of Def Jam and changing your name in like the same category.
And what's the question on that?
Because my question is, why, like after all these years, what are you doing moving forward? You going to be independent? Like, is your next album going to be on Ye?
Records?
Gonna be on your label or
I'm gonna
Good music.
I'm gonna go public. My thought that I have right now that I'm gonna say out to put it into fruition so other people can figure out how to make it is I have the biggest brand on the planet.
That's a fact.
With Yeezy, with Donda, you know, the richest man on the planet is Bernard Arnault. His last 2 employees used to work for me. So we have the biggest brand. We moved the Gap stock by $2 billion in like an hour when you put my name next to it. And so I'm gonna take myself public and create a universal basic income and go public for a T.
Like publicly traded?
Do we all know what a T is?
no?
A trillion.
Yeah, but publicly traded public.
Yes,
right?
and make a universal, not even universal basic income, but universal wealth. Because if everybody has 100,000 a year, some people can spend it wrong, right, but it changes what we value. Right now, they pumping so many logos and so many, you know, all the wrong kind of concepts, but it's inside
I'm trying
of
to
us.
stay positive.
We
I'm trying to
are God. We as a collection, God is in us. So collectively, we are God. As we move, like when they move around Mecca, when you see that, you see God inside of that, the way those people are moving. Once we move and we realize that we just all have to be on one accord, like to do what Quincy Jones did in the studio, but do that to our life, that we all
Quincy was putting together
when
when
I
world
go
records,
and say something that's about Drake, about John Legend, I'm just tuning the note so that we could play a symphony.
That's a bar. That's a bar.
I'll let you keep going.
He like, yo,
I'll be scared to stop you now. Okay, holy moly. I forgot we still on quick time and slide. Okay, this is the last one. Fuck it, because I got more, but I got 2 more. That's it. Yeah. Mobb Deep or MOP?
Well, Mobb Deep, but with Mobb Deep, my favorite
about it.
Group. So
bringing up Queen's Price right now. Keep going.
Yeah, boy.
Mobb Deep is my favorite group.
Get out of here.
Because P was a savage.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
And then it's collective, it's like a tie between
production
and Tribe. But it's Mobb Deep is in Quiet Storm. It's like
that would change a lot of things.
You know what I mean? I just feel very like, just even the way I present myself now, when I'm doing the
Prodigy P,
the leather, this that.
He should have asked him about Alkaline.
Mobb Deep had this like slickness to him. I know, you know, it's like Belly, the beginning of Belly. When I would hear, I think about Quiet Storm. Quiet Storm looks like the beginning of Belly. And that's what I love. I had the most Hype Williams videos out of any artist of all time. And
you spend that money.
Yeah, I went. Me and Hype are good friends. People used to say y'all ain't gonna get along. Y'all both assholes. About this, my best friend is Hype Williams. And what I like this man, he made Ja Rule look like 8 feet tall. He knew how to. And by the way, Ja Rule is 10 feet tall inside. You get what I'm saying? We kings at the end of the day. So I'm not saying this because I would never say nothing to ever disrespect Irv Gotti or Ja Rule. I've rocked with them. I love them. Irv is my man. If I say something that I said with John or Big Sean or Trav, whatever, these are the things this is how I honestly feel as far as like
he's talking about his feelings.
Irv Gotti, I love Irv Gotti, bro. This is like I just can't even just express the amount of love. So I don't even want that to even be taken as like no halfway
we got
slight whatsoever.
It's our family too.
But so he showed us as kings. You know what I mean? It's like even when we do these cameras, if you take the camera, some of the things I would do is like put a camera this way that goes this direction, because you're gonna look like a god. He took that camera a little bit lower, and when you sit it, my dad was a photographer also, so he explained that to me. And you look a certain kind of way. The press, the way they paint us, will make us feel like that's all we could be. And that it makes us feeling like that. But Hype went in and painted us a certain kind of way. And when you saw Belly, they made sure it wasn't one after that. Right. I did them 2 listening sessions, right? Them 3 listening sessions. This shit was the craziest shit ever.
In
Chicago, I brought my mama home to show.
That shit was crazy.
Out there with
Marilyn Manson. We do a GD anthem. Like it's up, right? Was it Was it some listening sessions after that? Could Live Nation figure out a listening session? We got to open it next spring. Hype Williams, you gonna take all that making people look like who they are shit up out of here.
I don't get what he meant by that point.
You better.
I guess he was saying there that he's trying to do through Live Nation, and after he did whatever, they closed the schedule, I guess.
Tesla.
Nikolai.
I don't know to be good.
Well, I gotta say, Elon, because we be too. That's another thing. We be too like in the past, bro.
Right.
Great, Tesla, great. But Elon making my cars now. Elon making my rockets now. Elon making me smoke weed with my Joe Rogan with Nori over here. Like
talk about it.
Wait, not mine with R. You know what I'm saying? It's like Black History Month. Cancel, right? Put this on Black Twitter right now. Ye says cancel Black History Month. Why? I need Black Future Month. I need Black Possibility Month. I'm tired of seeing us getting hosed down. I'm tired of talking about slavery and how we should only be so lucky to vote for a woman we ain't seen since the election.
Whoa! I mean, damn, I ain't never think about it like that. Black futures, huh? What about the future? You tired of talking about history, tired of talking about people be slaves. Damn. I mean, if you put in that aspect, I mean, when they do movies, they talk about the future, what it looks like, and how we'll be. And there's always these societies that everybody, like he said, everybody's in the same accord. Everything is one. It's a symphony. So he says he's level set. And I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you're right. I mean, we talk about them and about what they did then and how to overcome them. But then you're right. To a point we need to overcome now. We living in today. When I go outside and go to work and go to a job, I'm fighting for my salary today. It doesn't matter what references I use from the past. It only matters what happened today and what I can do today. And you need people to represent you today. I can feel that.
Jesus, can't go there. Okay, large pro or primo? Large professor or primo? I'm trying to get off away from this.
Y'all thought I wasn't gonna get killed by this interview.
Man.
I'm doing everything.
They just let him talk too. They just being quiet.
No, we can't. No more Black kids. This is here to remind you of who they want us to be and not who we really are, bro. Mm-hmm. When I say they, who there's overlapping they.
Niggas at college we talk about. They don't want you to eat a sandwich.
Yeah, because they don't love you. They will put up with you, but they do not love us in that way, and they are afraid of what is inevitable.
Yeah.
You ever seen the kid in Tiananmen Square in front of the tank?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yo, I got a gun pulled out on me like about 3 weeks ago. I was out in in Belgium because I had the full mask on. So it was
a white mask?
No, a full black mask on. So the cop came, but when he came, he had the gun out at the beginning, and I was like, "Well, I guess this is it."
Yo.
You said that out
ready
loud?
to die.
No, that's just what I thought. I was like, well, because if he gonna pull, I'm like, nigga, nigga, don't play with me. I want to see my mama.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? God used people like this, that I could come right here and let y'all know y'all entrapped. Ain't made it nowhere.
Right.
Y'all aiming at the wrong people. I love Drake. Lucien, how you like that one? How you like that one? I love Drake Vivendi. How you like that one? I love Drake Disney. How you like that
Those
one?
are the TV companies.
What y'all collaborating and listen? Come get me. What y'all gonna do? Y'all me too me? Y'all come up with some type of scam? Y'all gonna come up with something and try to take me? No, God had me for a reason, because if I was at Nike, you think I have been able to wear a red hat? You think I've been able to have an opinion? You think I've been able to show you we can have an opinion? That's all you needed to see. We are not immune from who we influenced by. Right here, I'm here to light it up, then I'm gone. But after an interview like this, I did my job. But if I hadn't come to you and said this
is big
and kept it to myself, then God couldn't have used me. You know what I'm saying? I only fear God, as I said, and I'm not always.
So he's
obedient.
talking about he a
It's a
vessel
lot
to
going
spread
on.
the gospel.
It's a lot going on out here. You know what I'm saying? I fall short. They
Jesus.
say Moses killed the man and all the, before God called on him. Man, our freedom is, first of all, let's do everything we can to keep our children. There's a foundation that has been started. I actually bumped into the gentleman whose dad started a foundation in Israel that gives money to women who are thinking about not having a baby.
Abortion.
And that's the exact time that I'm on. That's what we own. That's what we own. We own God time now. Somehow I made it this far, man. To be able to give y'all this information.
Beautiful. Thank you, by the way.
Yeah, praise God, bro. And I'm telling you, I know it's also kind of funny when I'm talking about John and Big Sean.
Crazy funny.
You know what it is? It'd be funny. It's like people, it hurt us, people who love me. Like Charlemagne loved me, but he had to, put Biden on the thing. And the thing about this happened when Biden, remember he said, Charlemagne, if you didn't vote for me, then you're not black. But that showed you how comfortable he was and how much they talked before that. And you know what must have happened afterwards? They got in the room like, y'all niggas done fucked up. I ain't supposed to be showing that y'all like that.
Yeah.
Because it's two
like
worlds.
that.
There's one with the camera on and one with the camera
like
off.
That, John Legend, Sean. This is some 1984, bro. This mind control. This population control. Rise up, man. Look inside of you, man.
So we going with Large Pro or Primo?
He just went right back to that. He holding on to
Primo.
Primo?
Primo.
Yeah. All right, this is the last one.
That was the last one.
MJ or Prince?
We could drink for that.
Yeah, that's going to be equal.
See, okay.
Yeah, I respect the fact that he said equal. There's so many people that I didn't realize Prince was so big on really creativity. Michael was an artist, but it seemed like Prince was a real creative.
Would you like a Habiki?
Yeah, I do that.
How you know? That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they did
So,
their
You
thing.
meet Prince too? Because I need both.
Yes.
Yeah, he said Prince.
I'm at Prince.
Shit.
So both of them were fighting a fight similar to what I'm fighting, but they were fighting it for there to be more Michael Jacksons, for there to be Ye, for there to be Drake, is what they fought for. So now what I'm fighting for is the ability for there to be Elons of us, there to be Bernard Arnaults
of us.
Because
That's love. That's love.
Until we at the level of Arnault, we're gonna be clapping for just getting a job for Arnault. Until we to the level, you know what I'm saying? When LeBron wins the championship, he looks at this white lady that owns the team and says, I told you I was going to win for you. That's the part I don't like. That's the part, because if you king, then let's be kings. That's the part. We start up our own league. And I'm here battling for us, for our freedom, to be able to build our communities and not be in a position where we have to kill half of ourselves every year. Okay, now they hit a third rail.
That was the third one. Did we take a shot? I don't know.
Yeah, let's take a shot.
Salute.
Yeah. Kanye with the shots. Kanye with the shots. Well, listen, y'all. That was 2 hours and 32 minutes of a live watch and reaction with commentary. Listen, I'm Awesome Nobody. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Follow me on Instagram, awesome_nobody. That's enough. God bless whoever hating on me. Peace.